Welcome back to 10 Tenths Podcast. I'm host Robert Grill, sitting in the Kangen Motorsports studio. I'm sitting across from my other co-host, Adam Nielsen.
Are you sure you're doing all that right? You're like pushing, but you looked real confused there
don't-
for a second.
Dude, I'm tired.
If it doesn't record, this doesn't come out. That just doesn't come out.
It's recording there.
FTF.
I think. Yeah, FTF. I don't care.
For the fans. Hashtag for the fans.
For the fans. This episode is for the fans.
Hashtag for the fans.
If the audio quality is terrible, it's for the fans. If it's great,
It's also
it's for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's free. What do you want from me?
Yeah. We're barely here anyway.
Oh my gosh. if we could have done this over the phone,
I mean, we could have, but I didn't want to.
want to. I don't know why I'm so tired. I really don't.
I'm not tired. I just had no ambition to do this. I'm mother trucking swamped at work,
Yep.
and I just have no interest in doing anything when I get off of work anymore.
I've had that conversation with multiple people lately. It's just I haven't done anything, but I still feel like super burned out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. I think it's the winters.
The winter blues that are hitting me super late.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then it's nice for like 2 or 3 days, and then crappy again.
And
so
there's
you
that.
just get that peak. You're like, oh man, it's so good. And then nope, just kidding, guys. You fucking hate this place.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I got the weekend to myself at the house, so I'm just gonna be.
Me too.
So I'm just gonna be quietly sitting watching basketball
I'm not gonna do that.
and watching racing.
Probably won't do that either.
So
There's no Grid Life live stream. I don't know how people function at home. I've never been so FOMO in my life as I am right now at this very moment.
from AMP,
Yes. So we're recording on a Friday, which
Yep.
is a little weird for us.
get out of the norm.
Yes. And so the AMP event for Grid Life is happening right now as we speak. And so a bunch of my friends are at the event as we speak. And I'm getting all these messages and people are talking, and I'm just like, I want to be there so bad. I hate it.
This is what this was. Everyone knows that this was a list on the track of a list of tracks I wanted to go to this year.
Right. Yeah. This is your track.
This was the one. And
Yeah.
So I didn't really think about it until like I started seeing like clips and videos today, and like, yeah, I would have liked to have been there, even in the rain.
I don't think it races very well.
No, I don't think so either. I felt that way when I was on it too.
Apparently, it's not very wide,
It's not.
so I don't think it races very well.
No, there's a lot of elevation change, and it's real kind of technical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have to see a race, but sure didn't feel like it would be.
Right.
So it was a fun track though.
You never get to see a race, Robbie, because there's no live stream.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Adam.
He's so lazy.
It's like he doesn't care about.
I don't
the
think
fans.
he does.
He's the one that doesn't.
Yeah.
Care.
He's the one who doesn't care about his fans.
We want live streams all the time.
I said there's all those girls walking around live streaming shit on Instagram. Tell them to turn their cameras around so I can see the racetrack. How hard can it be?
It can't be that hard. I mean, the Instagram's posting stuff all the time. Just put it to live and have someone talk.
Don't even have I just want to see. I'll follow along.
Just set up some webcams.
Yeah, and I'll follow along on Race Hero, so I know who's in what position.
Yep, I did do that.
I just want to see.
I understand.
The other thing is I don't have a reference for fast here.
It's all fast. Well, and it was wet.
Right. Yeah, the GLTC time, the GLTC pole time was like basically the same as the fastest time attack time.
Oh, was it really?
Which I think was Smedgard, if I remember right. And then Jimmy Rock and his GT2 RS, which he's normally really fast.
I think Smedgard won the race. I don't think he
I was just
pulled.
looking at quality times.
I don't think he pulled first, though.
Didn't he?
No, because he moved up one position to maybe it was a different race. I don't know.
Maybe Tomo was.
No, Tomo was behind him.
I don't know.
I wasn't paying that close of attention.
I don't flipping know, Ron.
It's not important.
Doesn't matter. We're rambling. Let's do an opener instead.
I'm good with that.
So this week we're going to do something we haven't done in a while, but we're going to do it as an opener instead of where it used to go. We're going to talk about the news.
The news?
So these are old-ish articles.
Okay.
Both of these. I have two of them that I want to talk about, but both of them are things that I feel we should address.
Okay. So in typical news fashion,
Yes.
I haven't read the articles.
Not even a little bit, because I dropped this on you 5 minutes before we started. And so, like, I don't even know that you've read the titles to both of these.
I read this one now.
Okay, so the first one we're covering, the Toyota Supra with a manual transmission has been confirmed for the U.S.
And this was in January.
Yes, this happened in
And
January.
I don't recall hearing this.
Right, so this was not nearly as big of a deal as I expected it to be. But apparently we're getting a manual 6-cylinder only Supra.
So
You can get the Turbo 4 and the Turbo 6,
yep.
but the Turbo 4 will not have a manual option, only the 6-cylinder. Which is fine, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Seems silly that you wouldn't just have for both.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think that they probably use the same. I think they use the same trans,
Right.
which would make me assume that they have the same like bell housing bolt pattern.
And if one fits on the other, I mean, it's
Well, so then people will be swapping them.
yeah, which is
But I would also, without actually looking into this in any way, shape, or form, assume that nobody buys 4-cylinder Supras,
there's probably that. Yeah.
and so they probably just don't bother. And the other thing is that, like, I don't think they're going to be making a ton of these, so push them up to the
Oh, so then they can charge a premium for it.
right. So, you know how we go in cycles and we see things that were not cool for a while become cool again.
Yeah.
Vinyls,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Letterman jackets.
Yeah, I think that the manual transmission has already cycled around again.
That's cool again.
It's hipster cool.
I won't disagree with that.
Car hipster cool.
Yep.
And so, like, Porsche went out and like developed manual transmission for some of their GT cars because there was a demand and they saw that they could make some money.
Yep.
And so now I think that some of these other manufacturers are looking at Porsche and going, well, they're doing it. Maybe we could too. If we sell them right.
Yep.
and we market them right, clearly people are dumb enough that they've decided again that they're cool, and so they'll buy them.
Yeah. It makes driving the car harder, and that's why we want it.
I don't think that it makes it harder.
It's another variable.
Sure, but so
It doesn't make it easier.
most people who probably are buying manual Porsche GT cars
Yes.
are probably not track day bros.
Oh no. I say that and then I'm thinking like, well, that guy didn't have a manual, that guy didn't have a manual.
I would be willing to bet you that most people who go out and buy manual Supras will not be track day bros. They might take them to the track occasionally. They might do 1 or 2 track days a year. They are not track day bros.
Well, and I think
And if they're real serious about going fast,
Yep.
they'll probably buy the ZF transmission equipped model.
especially
or
since
Porsche
that
the
has
PDK.
that has proven to be a very good
Yes.
transmission.
So Jackie actually messaged us
I know he listens to the show. That's so crazy.
and said, "Hey, here's my dyno graph."
Which of course we want to know what the real one looks like.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
still
That's a whole
not-
different
so
conversation.
what does it really look like with all 6 coil packs plugged in? Is the question. But I don't even remember what it was. But it wasn't as much as we kind of
It was like
assumed.
Oh, no,
I think we said it was somewhere
in
in
the sixes.
I think we kind of assumed it was probably somewhere in the 7s or 8s, and it
Yeah.
was like mid to high 6s, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was 660, and I was like, you couldn't get 6 more, make it evil.
It was really close to 666. That's right.
Yep.
So, but he has a stock trans in that car.
I thought he
I
did.
think it's tuned. I'm sure it's
course.
tuned.
Yeah.
but it's a stock trans.
Yeah,
And so that trans clearly is capable of taking a beating, and
and it's fast and
it's
good.
fast as shit. Yeah, it's not I think it's still a single clutch trans. I don't think it's a DCT.
I'm not familiar enough to.
I'm not sure, but either way,
We'll go with that. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
still a really good transmission. It's still clearly quite capable. And so I think if you're buying a Supra with the intention of tracking, which based on what I saw at Superlap this year, a lot of people are doing that pretty seriously because it was the year of the Supra. There were a ton of them.
There was a lot of them.
I still think you're probably buying the ZF equipped one. But if you're buying that as your second car that's your fun car that you take out on sunny days and that you take it to Cars and Coffees and you maybe do an autocross or two and a track day or two a year, then you buy the manual.
Yep, I'll give you that. And I think the other reason would be if you're taking it to a certain class and the class has huge penalties for having a non-manual transmission.
I can't really, I mean, I don't look at a ton of like NASA classing or,
I have no idea
even
about
SCCA
NASA.
classing, but for the most part, the only time I've seen a transmission penalty is when it's a non-factory equipped transmission, and generally it's specifically a sequential or dog.
No, the PDK and stuff is it's remarkably faster, which is why, like in MIDIV, for example, it's penalized.
Yeah.
Like the Corvette's transmission also gets penalized.
Yeah.
It's fucking fast.
Because like at GLTC, it doesn't. It's a stock transmission.
Yeah, it does.
It does it?
Oh,
The
yeah.
PDK? I didn't think
yeah.
it did.
Oh, yeah, it's a big modifier.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember because it wasn't relevant to me, obviously, so I don't remember the
Right.
exact numbers.
I know
but
now sequentials are legal in with a modifier now.
Yes. Yeah.
Which-
So I think
Originally, that was one of my favorite rules. It was written in there that no one gets a sequential until Adam Jabay can afford one.
well, obviously means he can afford one.
And there were, I mean, Grid Life's doing well, so obviously.
Yeah, everybody knows that Grid
Yeah.
Life makes money hand over
Yeah,
fist.
yeah. So, I don't even think he listens anymore, so it's not as much fun.
Well, he'll text us in like a month or two and be like,
Yeah,
"Oh
right.
yeah, I heard what you said about AMP."
We'll be like, I don't even remember that.
That was so long ago, man.
Yeah.
That was like an episode ago. I can't remember.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I think it's cool. I support, even though I have been a strong supporter of what are essentially automatic transmission track cars, because all I care about is going as fast as possible.
Yep.
I also still love that manual transmissions exist and maybe even having a renaissance.
I would be all about the Renaissance.
I support that as well, because while I understand, or while obviously I support going super fast,
Of course.
I also understand that not everybody takes me to the track, and that when you have a fun car, it's more fun to drive as a manual than it is as an automatic. And when it's purely a car that you're just driving on the weekends and driving to work on nice days, having that little extra bit of engagement
Good word.
makes sense.
That's the word I was looking for. Engagement.
makes
Like,
sense.
Yeah.
Driving engagement. Driver engagement? Both.
It's where you and the car feel like one. And
Yeah. You feel more connected.
Exactly. Nope, I'm all about it.
And I support that. And I do think that manual transmissions give cars a character, which is something I look for in my fun cars.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that people are going to follow. Well, not people. I mean, companies. They're going to follow Porsche's lead. And like, we're going to put manual transmissions not in our economy cars anymore. We're going to put them in our enthusiast cars.
Right.
Which I think that
That's fine.
that type of car is where people are going to buy it anyways.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't. People.
They're not going to sell that many Corolla or manual Corollas.
Right.
Or manual Camrys. I think maybe a Corolla, because it's kind of got some sporting fakeness to it.
Yeah, so like I was thinking of like, years ago, like you'd get the Saturn Ion or whatever, because it was like $13.
What are you getting at, Robbie?
What?
Are you saying that's not a fun, cool, unique sporting car?
Any car that weighs next
Robbie?
to nothing and you can drive like crazy and you can shift gears and have fun, it's a fun car. But what I'm saying is the Saturn Ion.
Uh-huh.
Wait, no, is it Ion? The little,
Yeah, it was Ion.
not the
Ion
Yeah, okay.
was
the little tiny
was Cobalt-esque.
yeah.
They made it alongside the Cobalt.
Okay, that or whatever,
I don't
any
know if
other
it's the
economy,
same, but
their
yeah, like the old
econoboxes.
SCs and stuff like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
the cars that were brand new, they were like $10,000.
Yeah.
And then you could get it even cheaper with the manual. So there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not a thing anymore.
No.
So like, I think that the
Well,
enthusiasts.
and our automatic transmissions have come a long way. A lot of times those Econobox cars were sold as manuals because they got better gas mileage.
Exactly.
And that's not the way it is. That's not the case anymore.
Right.
And honestly, like as much as I hate it, our government has instated a company gas average standard that and if that's what they have to do with their mass Econoboxes, that's what they have to do. But like if they sell 2,000 Supras that are manually equipped a year, it's not going to change their fuel economy rating as compared to selling, when they're selling 150,000 automatic equipped Corollas.
Right.
So, but if they can add 10 grand to it because it's a manual,
yep.
Sell 2,000 of them, that's worth it.
Yep. No, it's definitely on the other direction.
Right. So that's fine. I like it. I'm excited for it.
No, well, I mean, anytime I'm shopping for a fun car, like the toy car,
Yeah.
it has to have a manual.
Yeah.
It just does.
So
I've even when I was fighting that transmission on the Focus, I even shopped what it would cost to swap it to a manual. So I was like, if I'm going to take the time to fix this, let's at least make it fun.
yeah, well, we can fix this for
We
good.
can fix it.
Unfortunately, I think that
It was not worth it.
no, because I think you have to put a whole new computer in it. It's some real dumb shit.
Oh yeah, it would have been proper effort.
Yeah.
So I remember when my brother had his RSX, it was on its last legs,
Yeah.
and he's looking to get rid of it for a song and a dance, and I'm like, well, I can do a song and a dance.
Yeah.
And I looked into what it would take to swap an automatic RSX to a manual or to a transmission, and you had to change the frame setup was totally different on the manuals and automatic cars. You could do it, but there was pages and pages and pages and pages of how-tos because it was so intense and you had to do so much extra bullshit.
That's shocking from a Honda.
You would think it would just be bolt right in, and it was
Yeah.
not the case.
Gross.
So yeah, I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
We're good here.
You can get your song and dance from somebody else.
Yep, get rid of that.
So that's all I got for that one.
No, I like it.
But I felt like it was important enough that we should at least acknowledge it.
Yep.
And it didn't get that much coverage.
No, I don't remember hearing about
In
this.
fact, I saw it and then it kind of disappeared. And then one day I was thinking about it and I actually Googled it wondering if it was fake.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. And we have no confirmation.
There's a bunch of. I mean, it's coming. It's a thing.
I won't believe it until it's here,
Well,
Adam.
we shouldn't ever, in any situation, believe that anything is actually going to happen until it has happened.
Everything is a lie until it's put
It's
in front of me.
vaporware until proved differently.
Exactly.
That I agree with.
Trust
wholeheartedly.
no one.
Yeah. So there was one other one. The STI. It's dead.
Oh no!
The Subaru. There will be no new gen. So Subaru.
Wait, just all Subarus?
No. Subaru has a new WRX platform.
Okay.
And they will not be releasing an STI variant on that platform.
Wasn't that a thing for a long time? Or what am I thinking of?
No. So
they always had an STI
So-
for the WRX and they didn't
it.
have one for the BRZ.
No.
That's what I'm thinking of.
right.
Okay.
Yes. So you can buy a base model Impreza,
Yes.
and then a WRX is a churched up version of the Impreza.
Yes.
So it's a Subaru Impreza WRX.
Okay.
And then the STI is a fancier version thereof. So technically an STI is a Subaru Impreza WRX STI.
Okay.
Nobody calls it that.
No.
Someone's going to come at me, bro, on the group this week.
Bill's going to text us and he's going to say, bro, let me tell you about my WRX
That's
STI.
fine. But anyway, there is a new Impreza chassis. There is going to be a WRX model. There is not going to be an STI model on the new Impreza chassis. And Subaru says that the reason they're not doing it is because governmental regulations change at such a rapid rate that they will not be able to get the car developed and built and sold enough of to make it worth it before they'd have to change it anyway. So they're going to hold off on this generation and bring it back around again when they're electric. Because the next generation will be.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
So the next generation of STI that we will see will probably be full electric, maybe a hybrid, but probably full electric. I would bet.
So what you guys...
So I actually I'm sad that I am
Yeah.
we talk a lot of shit about Subarus because it's easy and
Yeah, low-hanging
funny.
fruit.
It's funny to
Yeah.
me. I don't care what anybody says. But it's super easy. But it is kind of a bum deal that they're killing it,
Oh, yeah.
even if they're only killing it temporarily. But at the same time, I am kind of excited for the thought of a fully electric one because we haven't seen any like dedicated enthusiast cars in full electric.
No.
Like
you have
the Teslas have been good performance cars,
right?
But you got to do a bunch to them before they're really worthy of track. Like the factory brakes just don't take it, And like, okay, we have the Plaid, and it's dumb fast and crazy cool in that respect,
right?
But it's, I don't know what it costs.
$1
More
billion.
money than I can. Yeah, it just as well, right? Like I'm sure it's well into the 6-figure mark.
Yeah, it's well into the hundreds.
And so that's kind of a bum deal. That doesn't hardly count. And like a dual motor Model 3 is a pretty cool car, but it's not an enthusiast car.
No.
Where an STI will be built with the enthusiast in mind first and foremost. And so that's exciting to me. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
So while I am a little bummed that they're killing off a car, because we were sad when the Evo went.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't really a car we loved, I'm still sad that they killed it. I feel the same way about this.
Is Mitsubishi still a company?
They're still a dealership that I drive by on my way to work.
All right, so they're still a company. Weird.
Actually, I think I saw something that, like in 2021 they had they sold more cars. It's a renaissance, Robbie.
I guess. Coming back around, they're bringing some Evo again.
I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't.
All right, so what's
Wouldn't.
So we got you got the Impreza, and it's like it's a Boxer 4-cylinder or whatever.
Yes, it is.
And then you go to a WRX, and it's
which is a turboed version.
turbo Boxer 4-cylinder.
So I don't know about the newest ones.
No, just speak
But in
umbrella statements.
in
Everybody
years
loves it.
past, or in models past, how about that?
Sure.
The base Imprezas were like 2.5s,
Okay.
and then the turbo ones were either 2 liters or 2.2s.
Okay.
So they were slightly smaller, but they were turboed.
Okay.
And then I think the STIs are just amped up versions of the WRX. So
Just like a bigger turbo.
I would guess probably a bigger turbo or at least a different tune because they made more power.
Of course.
And then bigger sway bars, better suspension, the snow and gravel and tarmac modes settings for the center differentials and stuff like that. I think pretty much all STIs have been manuals.
I've only ever seen manuals.
I think
because
that's
I think
true.
Bill's cars are
I think that's true.
Bill's and Andrews are the only ones I've ever been in.
I think Andrews was a WRX.
WRX, and it was a manual, but
Right. Whereas I think
his
Bill,
was not an STI.
whereas I think
was
Bill's
an
was originally an S.
both of his were
But
STIs.
Bill's has gone so far.
Well,
that,
yeah, he also had
he could have bought a base model Impreza because of how much he's changed on his.
His one lap Impreza.
Yeah.
I was talking about the car he had, his daily.
I forgot
that was an STI
that was
too.
not the same car.
Yeah.
I forgot that
So he had 2 STIs and the C8.
So does he still have both STIs and the C8? Do you know?
I think so.
Damn, that man be crazy.
Because I think he talked about getting rid of the
least one or the other?
Yeah, the race one.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because he has a C8 now.
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I don't think he ever got rid of it.
Huh. But yeah, and then the STIs had the stronger. I think they had the stronger 6-speed.
Okay.
Whereas the WRXs had the weaker 5-speed that everyone talks about being glass.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And stuff like that. So they're just beefed up versions. And then way back in the day, there were kind of homologation specials.
I guess that's what I'm kind of confused as to why they'd be like, well, they're changing the regulations, making it sound like it's just dramatically different.
Well, I don't know.
That's just kind of. It just seems like a cop out just for that excuse.
You would think that. By and large, it's just bolting on parts. I mean, there's still obviously some development that goes into that, but by and large, it's mostly just kind of I mean, it's not like they're changing drivetrain layouts and doing crazy shit with it.
Right. It's a different transmission, some engine modifications and a bit different tune. Unless having that tune on it makes the mileage shitty. And
well, I'm sure that. So the STI they don't sell that many of,
right,
as compared to the WRXs. And so they have to recoup the cost of going through all the smog bullshit and all that. And I'll bet it has to be recrashed and all that crap.
Okay.
And if they're only going to be able to sell this chassis for 4 or 5 years instead of 6 or 8 years, like they used to be able to do,
Yep.
they might not be able to sell enough STIs specifically to make it worth going through the government portion of the development
Okay.
and make their money back.
That makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
That's,
involved in
they
that.
just said that. I mean, maybe it is a cop out. Maybe it's like, fuck everybody.
Yeah, it seemed like a cop out. Just like,
But we have I have a lot of friends on Facebook who are deeply involved in the Subaru world to the point where like they either make their livings or at least have side businesses doing Subaru things. And it looked to me like Subaru sent out like essentially a email letter to these people, like dear retailer, and then like kind of explained, like like it had a big long heartfelt couple of paragraphs about we're sad that this is happening, but unfortunately this is the way of the world. But don't
give up on me.
yeah, we're not going away. We're just taking a break.
Okay.
So, which I think is cool on Subaru's part
Yeah, kind
to
of.
like show like, they didn't just put out a big press release. They seem to have reached out to their people. Like, and they do I think that brand does a really good job of knowing its
market
It's
and
people.
Yeah.
and keeping them close.
Yeah.
They do the Subaru ambassador programs
just
and
gonna say
stuff
this,
like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
And yeah. Once
again-
you buy a Subaru, it seems like you always end up buying another Subaru.
Well, you say that, but I think that's the way it is. We talked about this before, and then I got to thinking about it after we talked about it. And like, okay, so most of the people I know who are Honda people, everything they own is Hondas. Their wife drives Hondas. They drive a Honda. Their fun cars are Hondas. Most of the people I know who are in the front-wheel drive Dodge community, their wife drives newer Dodges. They drive a Charger or a Dodge Ram. Their wife is in a
Yeah.
Dart or a Chrysler Pacifica or whatever. I think that's actually the way most people are, regardless of brand.
Yeah.
But I do think that Subaru does a better job of embracing the fact that people do that.
Yes.
And like encouraging people to do that than other brands do.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement.
You and I, and probably me more so than you even, are less brand loyal.
Yeah, I got reasons to like specific brands and whatnot. Like,
Right.
I think the fact that both my fun cars were Nissans, I think that was just almost a coincidence. But
Was it?
yeah, because I don't look at Nissan with this like they make.
Well, because you bought a Rogue. I didn't know if that was. But I also know you got a deal on it.
Yeah, and it was.
So I didn't know if that was more of an opportunity, or did you seek out a Rogue because it's a Nissan?
It was not because it was a Nissan. It was because it was the price it was at, and
It was more the size because I think
size I wanted and the
you wanted
price I
something
wanted
that was
at.
similar to the Rav4 in
Basically.
size, but a new Rav4 was bigger.
yep, and way more expensive
Yeah.
than what the Rogue
Well, because
was.
it's a Toyota.
Right.
There's
No, it's
But if you'd have bought the new Rav, you'd probably still be in it.
No, I would have traded it in, and I would have got way more money out of it.
Well, that's fair. You probably would have traded it in for the Silverado.
Yep.
But
But like I don't have like a Chevy loyalty. Like
Right.
I like my Chevy,
right,
but Ford makes good trucks too. So
right.
it's all about the right one coming along for me.
I just like cars.
yeah.
And I think it's almost sad when people pigeonhole themselves into even a brand, let alone a model.
Yeah,
Because
I would
people
agree.
do that.
Oh, yeah,
Even
for sure.
so far as down as to like, I not only am I a Subaru guy, but I'm an Impreza guy.
Yeah.
Like I own WRXs and STIs.
Yep.
And that's almost too bad. Because there's a whole world of cool stuff out there.
Yeah. Which I say that, but then it's like, well, if I had the opportunity to, like a project car for myself, I would like to seek out would be an old Datsun.
Yeah.
It's I say like, oh, I'm not a Nissan guy, but like,
Well, yeah,
I
and
do
I'm-
like the
and I'm
Z
shopping
cars.
a bunch
I
of
like
GM cars
Yeah,
right
see,
now, so.
I like the Z cars. So
Yeah. But you're not going to go out and buy another Altima anytime soon.
or Maxima.
Or Maxima,
No,
whatever.
no, God, no.
Right.
Well, unless I can get it for a song and a dance. And,
Right. But like if when it's finally time to replace the Edge, it probably won't be with a Nissan product.
No, it won't be.
Most likely.
If she has her way, it'll be a fucking Jeep.
Well, I know, but like even if she's just like, "Hey, Robbie, I need a new car, and you're a car guy, so pick me one out."
It won't be a Nissan.
It's not going to be a Nissan.
No, definitely not for.
I mean,
that car.
you'd pick a Jeep over a Nissan.
Yes.
So
Yeah, like a Jeep.
even if you
Jeep
guys
Grand-
lived in West Des Moines,
a Jeep Cherokee or a Grand Cherokee would be way higher on the
gotta
list.
get a Grand Wagoneer, Robbie. $103,000, baby.
Let's not do that.
Come on, bro.
No,
It's kind of ugly.
I know.
Have you seen one?
I think so.
It's not a good looking thing.
It's not.
It's kind of obnoxious looking.
Yeah, but so are Range Rovers, and people buy those.
I would take a Range Rover any day of the week over that Grand Wagoneer. That thing looks goofy.
It's a weird car.
I'm not into it.
It's not my thing.
It's more Escalade than it is Range Rover. But
Yeah,
I think I don't even like the Escalade, and I think I'd take an Escalade.
you're talking about new ones or old ones?
Like brand new ones.
Like
Because the
2022s.
brand new Wagoneer, they've only been making that for like the last 6 months or whatever. So it's not good looking though, Robbie.
I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing.
It's goofy looking.
Oh yeah, it's just
And it's $100,000.
yeah. It wants to be a suburb. Yeah. Like
No, it is. It is specifically built to be a
you son of a bitch.
it's specifically built to be a Escalade Navigator competitor.
But yeah, it's
It's a big bodied luxury automobile.
I'm sure it drives great and it's super smooth. Because
though.
I was blown away at how smooth the Grand Cherokee was.
Yeah.
It was like driving on a cloud. It was,
Donnie Boy used to have a Cherokee with a Hemi in it,
that was a nice vehicle.
and it was kind of optional.
I remember we took it to Omaha that one time.
Yeah, it had
was-
like rain sensing wipers and auto dimming headlights. And
this is like
it was
2010.
right. It was kind of option loaded. It was a pretty nice vehicle.
Yep. No, I remember that one. That was nice.
He bought that for a song and dance because he's Don.
Yeah, and he made money on it.
Yeah, he did.
It just worked out.
So that one was a foreign student going to ISU here,
Yep.
and they were going home and they just needed it gone,
Oh, that's the dream.
and he had the cash.
Yep. It's crazy how many nice cars just sit in parking lots.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came in for college, bought this
Yeah,
really
I bought it
expensive
so
car.
I could be here for 8 months this year, and then I'm flying back home for the summer break. And then when I come back, I'm definitely not taking this thing back again. So because I
rid of
got to
it.
get something new and nicer.
Yeah, get rid of this.
So I just need any amount of money to get rid of it.
Yep. I never got those opportunities.
Weird. So it's funny. Like sometimes I think like I could just sit at home, especially in the heydays of Craigslist.
Yep.
I could just sit at home and hit that refresh button on like a few different tabs every 5 minutes.
Yep.
If I had a big fat stack of cash,
Yeah.
and I could make money.
Yeah. The secret to making money is having money.
Right. If you have money at the right time and you come across the right thing, you can make mad money.
Yep.
That's what I'd do if I was unemployed.
Yeah, you just use your money to make more money.
I don't have any money though.
Yet. Then you get that one.
It's like that.
one.
I started with a paperclip and traded my way to a house. I
Exactly.
wanted to slap that woman. That was a bunch of bullshit, is what that was.
I know it was.
Because it
Those-
started off.
Those articles are
It
always.
started off genuine, but it went viral, and so then she's getting deals on shit.
Yep, she's
Oh,
getting-
I just want to be a part of the viral thing, so I'll trade you this thing that's worth $5,000 for something that I know is only worth $2,000.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it turns into bullshit real fast. If she wanted to do the article, she had to do it after the fact.
Right.
Do it the hard way.
Keep your mouth shut,
Yep.
and then when you achieve it,
Then write the article.
get on top of that mountain.
Yep.
Sing it to whoever will listen. That's fine.
Yeah, so you could do it.
But
if
it
you,
went
if you,
viral on her Instagram, and so then it was bullshit.
Yep. No, you could do it, and it would take forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be real hard.
It might be longer than your life could be, but theoretically you could do it. But
I probably
Not
wouldn't
as-
start with a paperclip
yeah,
either.
no, start with like something cool like an Apex Pro.
There you go.
Anyways, that's the news. Presented by Factory Fabrication. FactoryFabrication.com for all of your fabrication needs. Do you need custom woodwork or metalwork? Max will weld it up. If you need a table for your podcast studio, because Podcasting is so easy.
It is.
Everyone
It's
does.
so easy an idiot could do it.
Yeah, clearly. We've been doing it forever. And we just keep doing it.
Actually, I was going to talk about that on the show too.
Okay.
Finish your thing, and then
finish
we'll
one
talk about that thing, and then we'll do the topic.
All right. But yeah, if you need to get caged, railed, I mean, just things around your house that needs to be made, Booney can make it. You just call him up and say, hey,
Max can make it.
Booney can have Max make it.
Booney can have Max make it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I think happens.
He'll be like, Max, here's this build sheet. And Max builds it. So if you want to have Max build you some build sheet stuff, just call up Booney and say, hey, I have this crazy idea that I need things made out of metal. And you'll get it.
Yeah.
And then you use the code 10tenths and you get like the sickest deal. You might get some Factor Fab Racing stickers, maybe even a shirt. But when you're done, just make sure you say, I was sent here by the podcast.
Right.
FactorFabrication.com.
So my son turned 6 last week. Well, this week, excuse me. My
Yes.
son turned 6. We started this like
Right before that.
2 or 3 months before my son was born, which means we've been doing this just a little over 6 years, Robbie.
Which means we're about 4 years away from being good at it. It's a 10-year.
They say 1,000 hours.
it's,
You have to-
it's
or
10
no,
it's 10,000 hours or 10 years is the theory.
Okay.
So we're about 4 years out from really.
Definitely way off. Even by our standards, we're way off at 10,000 hours.
Yep. Yeah, we don't practice. We just show up.
Well, I mean, even if you count this as practice,
Yeah.
we're still ways off at 10,000 hours.
Yeah. But we've been doing it for almost
6 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Oh, excuse me.
And people just aren't grateful. They just don't care.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
They really are.
They don't appreciate the effort that it takes 6 years of dedication and work to get where
to
we
get
are
to
today.
this level of mediocrity.
Exactly.
So-
Just imagine if we were phoning it in for 6 years. Oh wait,
No way, dude. We used to take this way more seriously. Are you kidding me?
we took it way too serious.
For a while there.
Yep.
When we relaxed, it got better.
We got way better when we
In
stopped
my
putting pressure on ourselves about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So
So what are we up to this week?
I just think it's crazy that we've been doing this for 6 years, Robbie. There's a lot of things that I haven't done for 6 years.
Yeah, it's what most committed I've been to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway. So it's tax season time.
Tax return time.
Tax returns, baby. So as we have done many years in the past, probably 5 out of 6, if I wasn't mistaken.
It might even be 6 out of 6.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna look.
I don't think it was 6 out of 6 because we didn't do it the first year.
Oh yeah, no,
Because-
are you sure?
Yeah, because we didn't do it the first year because the first year we would have been this time, but we'd only been doing it for like 3 months at this point.
Oh yeah, we were way
So
too.
we had all kinds of stuff to do at that point.
Yeah, we were way too serious about it.
Yeah.
Couldn't be doing silly topics like this yet.
Well, no, we were doing topics, but we
Not
were,
like this.
But we still had lots of ideas, so we weren't recycling shit like we do now.
Right.
So it's fine. But anyway, this year has been, despite the fact that we have more than we've had in years past. The first year we did this, we had $2,400 ish.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
And the first year we did this, we were able to buy cars and put parts on them for that budget.
I remember I had that 240SX,
Yeah.
and then I had like 6 pages, like an entire Word document of like things to open that I could talk
Yeah.
about. Like, this is what I would do. This and this is we're going drifting for whatever the
Right.
money
You,
was.
you had like an autocross build and a drift build, like all kinds of crazy shit.
yeah,
Yeah. And now we're like, so now our price is $3,536.
yep.
Which is not a especially small amount. I mean, it's not huge,
No,
but like that's a lot more than we did the first year we did this.
Yep.
And you're barely buying cars, let alone
I'm buying a clapped out car that was $1,200 6 years ago.
right. Shit's out of control, man.
It is.
And in years past, I even went back and listened to a few of, like 1 or 2 of the ones we've done in the past, just out of curiosity.
Yep.
And we sit there and we read through the whole list or the whole listing. And, they're like, oh, this doesn't work. You'll need to fix this, this, and this, but it will run and drive. And now it's like, ask if you have questions. don't ask if it's still available. If it's listed, if it's still up, it's still available.
Yep. Like literally don't tell you shit about the car.
Yeah.
No, I think every single one of mine has at most 3 sentences.
Right. So people have not only have they gotten lazier about writing their articles or writing their listings, but then a bunch of them that I looked at had cars covered in snow.
Yep.
You can't even take it around the block.
Or just wipe it off.
Right. Let alone being dirty. And then the one thing I hate the most, the thing that grinds my gears the most about pictures is screenshots of people's phones.
That's crazy to me.
I don't understand.
Like, how,
why did you take a screenshot of what's clearly a photo gallery?
yeah,
But that happens all the time.
anytime I see that, I assume it's a fake ad. Or there's something fucked
Even
up
if it
about
is, why are they screenshotting a photo gallery?
I don't know. It makes no sense. It's a huge red flag anytime I see it.
I don't
Like
understand.
something is wrong, either with the person that's making the ad or just the whole thing in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you're doing that, why the fuck are you doing that? Let me know.
Don't. I don't think that our listeners are those people.
No.
I hold our listeners to a higher standard.
Did you read my...
Even if we don't hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Did you read my my ad when I had the 240 for sale?
Yeah, it was very thorough.
I was like, I couldn't have been more thorough.
No, but that
It was literally 2 Word document pages by the time it was all
what's
said
really
and done.
frustrating is that you probably didn't save yourself a single question. Like, people still asked you questions.
There was definitely people that asked questions that it was clearly answered in
Right.
the ad or in the pictures, because I also put 44 pictures in the ad.
That's like more than some people have of their car.
Yeah,
period.
it was-
let alone that they've posted.
And not
as an
only
ad.
did I not use my phone, I
Right.
used the fucking Lumix. So they were like,
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I went out
Andy.
and I took
You need to calm
great
the fuck
pictures.
down.
I took great pictures of it.
That's too far.
I washed it, took pictures of the interior, took pictures of the, like, even the trunk. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I took a picture of the trunk. I took a picture of the engine bay. I took
Well, now at least I know there's an engine in it.
and then I drove it up on the lift, and I took pictures under the lift, like everything.
Yeah.
There should have been no questions. You knew exactly what you were getting. I didn't quite go to that detail on the GTO, but I did list it out the same way.
You know who's actually surprisingly good at making for sale ads that I would have thought wouldn't be as good at it?
A type of people or a certain person?
A group of people,
Okay.
drifters.
Yes,
They're actually pretty good at it.
because they, like me, they kept their build list.
They're actually pretty good at it.
Yeah, here's
And they
all
do,
of the
they do a
performance
pretty
parts.
decent job of like showing me the pictures of the things I care about.
Yep.
Like, they give me a picture of the engine bay, and they give me a picture of the interior, and like, I mean,
you know
I trust me, I love ragging on drifters as much as the next guy, but you know, they can write a for sale ad.
Yeah, they know what they're
Now,
selling.
obviously, there's some shitty ones out there. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But like the real drifters, not the like, I went out and ripped my e-brake on the city streets
No.
guys.
Yep.
Those guys, they're bad. But like the guys who are actually drifting cars
Yep.
and not just being douchebags on the road, they're actually pretty good at writing ads. I'll give them that.
Yes. Yep. No, they list out every performance part. They
Yeah.
list out the quirks or whatever's wrong with it,
Yeah.
or what you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, this is a drift car. I drifted it.
And they give me the
Here's-
pictures of the things I care about.
Yep. Here is the bent control arm that you're going to have to fix.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to show up, drive 4 hours and realize that none of these suspension components are connected to anything because it's all rusted out. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, without further ado,
How many do you have?
I have 3.
I have 4.
Okay.
All right, so I'll start.
So I didn't do builds at all.
I
just bought cars because whatever's left, there's either a negligible amount of money left
Yep.
or the
Yeah, I have
amount
to-
of money that's left will just have to go into fixing them.
Yep. So, like you said, this person barely got
Oh,
snow
Jesus.
off of their car. So
Got a hand in the picture.
yeah,
Their hand is in the picture.
there's only 3 pictures. There's only 3 pictures. So,
My blood pressure is rising already.
perfect.
I'm so angry about I'm irrationally angry about things I'm never actually going to buy.
I know. So this year, because as soon as you start looking for cars, you're like, well, my $3,500 gets me started in my project car.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going under the assumption that we're in a gas crisis, so I have to buy something that's fuel efficient.
Well, also, everybody who has something that's fuel efficient has jacked up their prices
That too.
because they know.
But I also need something that can be fun. So if I'm
I
buying
like what
this,
you've done here, Robbie.
I'm off to a good start, right?
I like what you've done here.
All right. So my first car is a 2009 Toyota Yaris hatchback 2-door.
Hell yes. Manual transmission. Hell yes. 178,000 miles. Barely broken in for a Toyota product.
Exactly. It's
Even if it was poorly maintained.
yeah, half its life.
It's still probably fine.
Yeah, just bottle of Seafoam and an oil change. You're fucking golden.
Yeah. Good for another 178,000 miles.
All right. So here's where it gets less fun. So it's been on Facebook Marketplace for 9 weeks.
Oh my good
Bit
God.
of a red flag.
Yeah, that's fair.
They want $3,000 for it, so it's basically your entire budget.
Yep. There's
And here's where they get real descriptive.
yeah, that's what it is.
Car runs fantastic, period. New brakes and rotors included. Price is firm at $3,000. And there's 1, 2, picture of the car from the front.
Covered in snow.
But he wiped it off, so he clearly took his brush and scratched the fuck out of it.
Yep, that's fair.
So now he's got you got scratch paint on the roof, scratch paint on the hood, but there's no snow on it, thank God. So we got picture of and you can see that.
Which one do you want, Robbie? Do you want a picture covered in snow, or do you want scratches on your head?
You know what? I guess I'll take the scratches.
You don't get
you gotta have one or the other.
one or the other.
You can't have your cake and eat it too,
No,
Adam.
absolutely, especially on Facebook Marketplace.
And you can see that clearly. Whoever has driven this has driven it into a pole or a tree.
Ooh, that side fender's a little wrinkled there behind the wheel, isn't
So it is pretty. Here, let's see if I can zoom in.
That might be some rust.
It appears to have scratched the paint, and see, the door is dinged.
Ooh,
The fender is dinged.
That's
and
one of those
crinkled.
deals where when you open the door, it goes pop against the fender.
Yeah, because it hits it.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's why it looks like that.
So there's a little bit of rust there where the paint has been removed. And then on the final picture, it is the butt. And you can see that it has clearly been backed into things and how scratched up that is. But it has glass, so that's a good sign.
Talk to me about the Vibe GT next to it, though, because that's where I'm at in my life right now.
It clearly hasn't moved in a while.
Oh, it's not a GT. That's just a base model Vibe.
Sorry, bro.
I'm less impressed or less interested.
So that's
a Vibe GT comes with the 2ZZ in it, the Toyota 2ZZ in it.
That's a good engine.
So it's like a funky little car with a Toyota motor in it.
It'll run forever.
It's basically a front wheel drive Lotus Elise.
Now we went too far. And then I've argued with myself in so there's 3 pictures. And this is the picture of the passenger side.
Yep.
I can't decide if that's a shadow or if that's a gigantic.
Oh,
That is a gigantic dent in the passenger door, as well as rust and scratches on the rear.
No, that's definitely a dent, Robbie.
I think it is.
That's a wrinkle.
It's a pretty big wrinkle.
That's a serious wrinkle.
Yeah.
And I think this thing, if you looked underneath it, you won't be able to drive it from Itasca, Illinois, back to Des Moines without it exploding in rust.
Yep.
By the time you get it in your driveway, the rust will have crept up near the window line.
Yeah. So just so we're perfectly clear, at $3,000, this is by far the cheapest 2009 Toyota Yaris you can find.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
Yeah. And
It's so dumb, though, isn't it?
But
that a $3,000 Yaris is the cheapest one you can find.
yeah, there is
That's
nothing
out of control. Stupid.
There is
Robbie.
nothing less. Like, unless the car doesn't run at all, you're not getting a running Yaris for less than $3,000.
That's out of control. Stupid.
That is the market right now.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it'd be a fun car, a Toyota Yaris. I could trade them for the Focus, or I could get rid of the Focus and then get a Yaris.
I thought that an IQ would be worth nothing.
They're worth so much money.
I think they're worth more than they were when they were new.
They're like $8,000.
Yeah,
For like 1,000,000 miles.
for the cheapest one. And I desperately want an IQ.
Yes, because again, realistically think I could sell let's say I sell the Focus and I get use that money and then actual other money to pay for another car. Maybe an IQ would be a fun little.
Yeah.
No, it's not on the table, man.
So dumb.
It's too expensive.
It's so dumb.
So yeah, that's what $3,000 gets you in 2022.
The worst Yaris that you can find.
No,
That
there was
still runs.
there was
That
worse,
still runs.
Yeah, there was worse ones out there, but not by much.
Man.
This one,
Hubcaps.
this one I felt like I could drive it, but there's no pictures of the engines. I don't know if it's there. There's no pictures of the interior, so I don't know if the ad is incorrect or correct, saying it's a manual.
I would assume that default is an automatic.
Yeah, I'm
And so if I always assume like if it says manual, it's because they changed it to that option.
yes, I believe it's a manual, but we can't confirm it. And I think it has cloth seats, but we don't know.
What do you got? What else do we have, Rob? You just keep rolling through.
Keep
this.
going through mine?
Yeah, you keep rolling through this. I am going to pretend like I have a Toyota Yaris to sell because I've actually don't think I've ever listed a car for sale on Facebook, and now I kind of want to do it.
I can't remember if it makes if
Create new
I
listing.
think you have to choose. You actually have to choose.
We're gonna try. You give me
think-
your next one, and then I'll update here. Or actually, I can just do this right here. You do have to choose.
Okay, I thought so. I thought it was
Nope.
mate.
Transmission is the only one that's already filled in. It defaults to automatic.
Oh shit.
So, if they have manual selected, it probably is.
That's fair. Because I'll see
So,
I'll see an automatic.
because you can, so vehicle type, you have to select, and there's a big number of options. I also learned that people in Austin, Texas, can't differentiate between car, truck, and motorcycle because there's a lot of motorcycles in the car and truck category.
morons.
Then year you have to fill in, make you have to fill in, model, trim, body style. Trim does say optional. Body style, exterior color, interior color, optional. Those are all things you have to fill in on your own.
Okay.
And then automatic transmission is already filled in.
Okay.
And I haven't even told it what kind of vehicle I'm selling, so it didn't do that automatically.
Oh, weird.
And then after transmission, you have fuel type, mileage, and your phone number. And then you click yes or no to does it have a clean title?
Yep.
Optional number of drivers. Do you still owe money on it? That is not an option. You have to put that,
On a lot of those,
which I actually support.
depending on, I think it was like based on like if I was using my phone or like on the computer, it made me like fill out every single one of them. It was like, it's not complete yet. I was like,
Yeah, some of these say optional,
yeah.
but most of them are not. And then a price and a description.
Yes.
Please include details like damage, accident history, and warranty.
Yeah. So then people will say, no accidents, no warranty, good to go.
Yeah.
Price is firm.
Yeah. So that's what you get when you list a vehicle on Facebook.
Yes.
So now we know the transmission thing at least.
Yeah. All right. My second one is this 2002 Mini Cooper hatchback
See, I have a
two-door.
Mini Cooper as well.
Yes. These are somewhat in that price range.
So here's a weird thing about Mini Coopers that Josh Fettis learned recently.
Okay.
Because Josh recently sold a truck
He did.
and has a little bit of money burning a hole in his pocket to buy a commuter car.
What about the Cavalier?
So the Cavalier was kind of just like a stopgap measure
Fair enough.
because it's on its last leg.
Ah.
Like it's there and it's fine, but it's not like
So you're saying that you gave him the Cavalier because you wanted me to have the Focus because the Focus is better?
I think the Focus is probably a better car.
I'm actually legitimately happy with my Focus.
I think it's a better car. That Cavalier has lived a real rough life. I'm not saying a Focus is better than a Cavalier.
no.
Because they
We're
are on
talking-
the same level.
Yeah, we're talking very
But
specifically.
the Focus I sold you, and the Focus and the Cavalier I sold Josh. The Cavalier is definitely the less good of the two vehicles.
That's fair.
That Cavalier has lived a rough life.
Yep. And
I think the
Focus not-
Cavalier is actually probably a little bit less rusty.
the Focus, a little rust, but not bad.
Okay,
for,
maybe-
for that year compared
maybe
to
not
other Focuses,
that I did
it's not
notice.
bad at all.
But I am one of the things that I am very careful about in the ownership of my cars is washing them with undercar washes
Yep.
through car washes on a very regular basis through the winter.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but it seems to.
Getting the salt off is a good thing.
Yeah,
because
it
like
can't hurt.
like what you know how I brought this 350Z home
Yeah.
on that open trailer.
Yep.
like I didn't even think about it. I should have washed it like the first frickin' thing I did.
I'm sure.
And I just set it in the garage. And like when I went and looked at it, I was like,
son of a bitch.
flash rust fucking everywhere. The whole thing.
I found a guy near me that does like James Houghton Canadian style anti-rusting stuff.
That'd be good.
Which I've never seen anybody do the sort of like oil undercarriage coating that James does for a living.
Yep.
And so that's interesting to me because I finally found somebody near me that does that. So he might be getting my business when I have a vehicle I care enough about to do that with.
I would consider doing it to the truck.
Yeah.
I care about that car.
Yeah.
The Focus not so much.
I'll send you some info.
Yeah, I'm
You
interested.
can
I'm
maybe-
legitimately interested in that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thing to do.
Yep.
Right. Anyway, base model Coopers worth as much, if not more, than than S's.
The S's. Weird.
Because the S's are so unreliable.
Yes, they are.
The early gen base model Cooper, the naturally aspirated one, has a neon engine in it.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad. But it's not a BMW, which I feel like is probably a better thing.
It's probably a better option. Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Fucking Dodge Neons, those are garbage cars too." Like, yeah, but so are a lot of the BMWs. So don't at me, bro.
The Dodge is still running.
Don't at me, bro.
As terrible as the Neon is, there's a million of them still running.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're listening to this and you're driving somewhere, you're gonna see a Neon. I'm sorry.
I mean, at least in Middle America.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get like posts on the group. I did just fucking see a Neon.
anyway,
So,
your Mini Cooper.
My Mini Cooper.
We're gonna do mine after yours because we'll talk about them concurrently.
Yes.
Great.
So this has 185,000 miles, which is a lot for a Mini Cooper.
That is a lot.
Not good. Manual-
2002. Is this not an S? This is not an S.
Not an S.
So I think that's the Dodge Neon motor.
Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's green, like the Aston
That's
Martin
really
Hunter
too bad,
green.
really.
It's great.
It's British Racing Green, Robbie.
No, it's Aston Martin green.
It's British Racing Green,
Aston
Robbie.
Martin green.
Whatever, dude.
Black leather interior.
Robbie.
So,
Robbie, did you read this posting?
yeah.
You could own a Mini Cooper.
I know. This is
Okay.
This was posted 2 days ago in Austin, Indiana. It is a 2002 Mini Cooper. All right, description: 2002 Mini Cooper runs and drives awesome. Mainly looking to trade for an automatic for my daughter.
Robbie, you have an automatic for his daughter.
I have an automatic for his daughter.
How fucking hilarious would that be?
I might actually.
You don't need a four-door with a back seat, Robbie. That's totally wasted space for you.
I might actually message this guy and say,
I-
"Hey, I have a 2005 Ford Focus, cash on my end."
I think you'd be dumb not to.
I will do that. I'll do it before the show. And I'll do it before you leave.
All right, that's fair.
Because I don't have it saved.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll have to search for
That's
it again.
perfect, though. I mean, you'd be dumb not to,
Yep.
frankly.
So it is green with black tint. Looks good.
It is real dark tint, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, but that
It's-
looks like a really
somebody took care of
that.
this.
Oh my god,
It is pristine inside.
The interior is perfect, Robbie.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a nice Mini Cooper.
This is a very nice Mini Cooper.
Yeah, that's a steal of a deal compared to the
It might not even be for sale anymore because
compared to the $3,000 Yaris. This should be a $6,000 Mini Cooper.
Yes. Yeah, this
Also,
one
never
isn't
heard of the
covered.
tire brand Waterfall.
Waterfall tires.
Never heard of Waterfall.
But they
before.
cared enough to put
tire shine
on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
and they polish those wheels.
Yeah, that looks like a really nice car for $3,500.
Yep, that'd be worth every penny.
Absolutely.
Black leather interior,
always
manual
wanted a
transmission. Yep.
Katie would be so mad at you.
If I traded the Focus for this,
Actually, she might be mad at me
That's
because
fair.
she desperately wants a Cooper, and if I could have traded the Focus for a Cooper instead of selling it to you, she'd be pissed at me for that.
now I have to for the content. We could call her and we could reveal it to her on the show. Like,
That's fair.
guess what I did,
That's fair.
and then she could be swearing and be great. All right, well we got to do a show now.
Well,
Let's
there'll be
see
a
ya.
kid screaming in the background the whole time. It'll be great.
Yeah, we win for everybody.
She's probably already mad because I'm not home.
Yeah, see, that'd be
When we
great.
call her.
This is great. This is great content.
It's true.
That's it. This is just a nice Mini Cooper.
But it's like literally every penny of your budget.
Yes, I wouldn't.
You have $36 left.
I have $36, which
You can't even register it.
I could I could get gas to drive it home.
You can't even pay for tax, title, and license.
No, I would have to sell blood or something to do that.
That's really sad, when
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah,
But still, I think if that Yaris is worth 3, this is worth 5.
yeah, that Yaris ain't worth anything close to this.
Because they're really not any smaller. The Mini Cooper,
No,
like interior space wise, is really not like the Yaris is not a remarkably more practical vehicle.
no, not at all.
No. So, because I know people are like, oh, Mini Coopers, they're so small inside. They're so unpractical. You can put so many things inside of my Honda Fit. Well, yeah, okay, fine. But the Yaris isn't that much bigger.
No, Yaris is very similar in size to
Yeah.
a Cooper.
So, that's interesting to me.
So that's my Cooper.
Let's do my Cooper real quick because my Cooper is kind of interesting in its own special way. Right. So, I found, mine's much newer. I found a 2010 Mini Cooper S. So this is the turbo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this ad is bullshit.
Okay.
Okay. But I listed it anyway.
Yeah, it's been there for 9 weeks.
Right. He originally had it listed for $5,000. Don't worry, Robbie. We'll get there. He originally had it listed for $5,000. It's now listed at $1,200.
Okay.
This is the S, remember. So the description: new engine, 4,000 miles, no paperwork. So I don't know if that means he put an engine in it 4,000 miles ago, but he doesn't have paperwork, so he doesn't know how many miles are on it, or if that's a rebuilt engine that has 4,000 miles on it.
Yeah, and by saying no paperwork, he did it himself.
Right. NGK spark plug, cold air intake, stage 3 drag clutch, shift smooth. 3-inch downpipe from turbo going under the car by the oil pan. 8 wheels. 2 have bad dents. I didn't know you could dent a wheel. I'm not sure what that means.
Is he mean like curbed or like?
Yeah, I wonder if that's what
like
they mean. Like they're
bent.
Yeah,
not
a bent. I would have called it a bent.
I would have said bent as well.
Yeah. Codes. It has a brake code caused by the wheel sensors. He has 4 brand new ones.
That's nice.
Which I always kind of find that funny. Like people, I'll throw in the parts, but I'm not going to take the time to do it for you.
But just take a half hour, man, and just put it on jack stands and let's swap these sensors out.
Yeah. Oil has an oil light. Oil sensor by the oil filter is going bad. Changed at the start of the engine swap. So then I can only assume
you're getting an oil idiot light, which is oil pressure.
Right. But he claims the oil sensor is bad.
But
he put that sensor in 4,000 miles ago when he did an engine swap.
Yeah. So you have a low pressure engine.
I would question that, yes.
Yes.
Engine light from the O2 sensor because it will need exhaust work to be at its full potential. Something like a straight pipe or something. Word for word, that's what it says.
That's true.
But it'll still get you A to B any day. $1,200.
All right. What do you got for pictures? So it's sitting in the snow.
Yep, covered in snow. He didn't clean it off at all.
It's running though, so you got some melted off the hood.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's it, Robbie. Oh no, there is an interior picture.
He's wearing sweatpants, sitting in it. So
yeah, he looks like sweatpant bro too.
He is a sweatpants bro.
Well, yeah, because he was talking about putting straight pipes on his Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
So, but it does look like it's a pretty good interior.
It has an engine.
It has an engine. See, that looks like a fairly fresh engine.
It's clean.
It looks it looks very well cleaned up. So I think that might be a fresh rebuild with 4,000 miles on it.
Yeah, I could go with that.
So this is the turbo car.
It's black. Now that it's not covered in snow, we can see that.
It is black, which is good because I'm not. Are you sure it's? Yeah, it says exterior color black. It kind of looks like it might be the really, really dark green, but he says black.
Oh, it's got. I think he just strapped a kayak to the roof.
Yeah. So, but this looks like a decent car.
The old low oil pressure would have me.
Yeah, the oil pressure thing
concerned.
concerns me. Yes,
we have 8 wheels, so that's cool.
But 2 of them have dents.
You could just scrap those for aluminum prices.
So yeah, if this is real, it's got 250,000 miles on it.
And for that many miles, it looks to be in pretty good shape.
Right, it does look to be in pretty good shape. He claims 2 owners. I don't know, like if this is real and it's actually $1,200, like that's a really good buy, especially in this buying market.
Yes, I would agree.
So, but I'm not, like this left me enough money I could do a build.
You could fix it, yes.
Like I could have done a build on this car. He left me enough money with a $1,200 purchase and a $3,500 budget. But let's be real here. That car probably needs the rest of that money just to be clean slated.
Yeah.
Like it needs exhaust, and I'm not putting a straight pipe on it, bro.
Oh, God, no.
No, I'm going to put like a decent exhaust with like a muffler on it.
Yeah, I can't imagine having a loud, obnoxiously loud Mini Cooper.
Right.
Don't be that guy.
I'm not going to be that guy. And then somehow I have a feeling that it's not just
Your oil pressure sensor?
oil pressure sensors.
There's no
It's
way.
probably something else.
There's no way it's
And
the
then
sensor.
like I'm going to guess because he doesn't talk about it that it's on stock suspension.
Yep.
So it has 250,000 mile struts on it. So those probably need replaced.
Even if it got replaced halfway
Even
through
if I
its
just
life.
put like, yeah, even if I just put factory replacement struts on it, like that would be a marked improvement.
Yep.
Not to even mention some type of nice coilover, which I couldn't buy a nice coilover, and I'm not buying Racelands.
No, God, no.
So, basically just to get this car clean slated and good to go, I'm sure I would spend the rest of my $3,536 budget
Every penny.
on the $1,200 purchase. But that's still a really good buy for $1,200.
I'm into the idea of a $3,500 Mini Cooper more than I should be.
I don't think you're into it enough, Robbie.
I am.
Mini Coopers are rad as hell.
I will be sending a message as soon as we focus on something else.
Right. So yeah, that's my Mini Cooper. Mine was the S, and mine was remarkably cheaper, which seems to be what the market is doing these days. I don't know why.
It's really strange.
It's kind of upsetting, honestly. So, but yeah, the turbo one, no less, not the supercharged one, which is notoriously less reliable.
Yes.
So that could be a really cool little car
Don't disagree.
for me
I think
every day.
that'd be a way to do it.
It'd be a steal of a deal for a $3,500 tax return.
Assuming it's
For sure.
the engine is salvageable and that there's
Yeah.
not major issues.
Yeah.
And we're going to assume that. We're going to take him at his word, and it is just a sensor. That's an easy fix.
I would trailer it home from
That would be a smart choice.
from South Bend, Indiana, back to Des Moines. I'm putting that on a trailer.
Yep.
I might drive the Focus to get your Cooper and then drive it back home again for the content.
That's fair.
I'm not driving that one home
No,
because as much as I love creating content for these ungrateful fools who listen to this,
that's a bad
I
weekend.
don't feel like paying for tow bills from South Bend, Indiana to Nevada, Iowa.
I got AAA. We'll be fine.
Well, yeah, but usually it's only got like a couple 100-mile range.
We'll be fine.
I found out that, and I need to deal with this at some point. I probably need to. I think I'm paying extra for roadside service through my insurance agent
Yep.
for my State Farm, and I figured, well, if I'm going to pay for it, I could just pay through my insurance, and then that's fine. Then I don't need AAA. Turns out they'll only tow the vehicle like 13 miles,
What?
which is totally useless.
That's worthless.
I could legitimately, like, without even trying to be, I could be in a place with my Blazer that's more than 12 miles from the nearest car service place.
Yeah.
And not even, like, try that hard.
You could do it on the way to home tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
No, 200 seems to be like that should be the minimum.
That's what Michael's was when we used it to tow my S10 home.
Yep.
And we were like 160 miles away or something. Like we were just inside of his range.
Mine might actually. I don't have it with me. I think mine might be more than that. It's
But
like
12 miles? It's like 12 or 13. It's something
worthless.
totally worthless.
You'd have to like break down in the city.
Yeah.
That's what they're assuming.
Yeah.
You live in the city. You don't leave the city.
So the only time I've ever used it was when I sprung a leak on the radiator on my Blazer just
Oh yeah.
out of the blue, and I had to have him tow it back to my work because I couldn't get him to tow it home.
Oh shoot.
And I wasn't going to have him take it to a place to fix it. Like, I'm not going to pay somebody to put a radiator
No,
in there.
that's cake.
Yeah, it's 2 hose clamps and 2 bolts. I'm
Yeah,
not
give me a break,
paying
guy.
somebody to do that.
I'll do that in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. Or at the parking lot of the place I work at, because that's where I did it. So, yeah, it's totally useless. So
Wow.
if you're using that and you're like, oh, that's sweet, that's a good deal, check it.
Double check it.
Because they didn't tell me that when I started paying for it.
Wow. Yeah, 13 miles. Not good enough.
No, it's not useless. Or it's not useful.
Yep.
So,
All right. Do you want to go back to mine?
yeah, let's finish up yours, then we'll do my last 2. Unless we have any other ones that overlap, which I think actually we might.
I have
So,
one that I think you're going to like.
yeah? Hit me with your best shot, Robbie. Oh, man, you would do this to me. I actually have one of these as well.
This
Yes.
1990 Dodge Daytona Shelby.
Yes.
It was listed a week ago in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Ooh, so it's probably a cleaner car than the one I found.
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
They want $3,000.
Uh-huh.
It has 154,000 miles, manual transmission, blue. We'll get to the description. It is a 2.2 liter inline 4 with intercooled turbo and 5-speed manual transmission. Will run, but needs a head gasket. Have had for 8 years. Am moving out of state, so I want to sell it to someone who can appreciate it. $3,000 OBO.
That's a totally reasonable amount of money for that car these days.
I thought so. When this popped up, I'm like, that's not bad.
And a head gasket is a thing he might actually need. Like that's a possibility.
A head gasket, so I have $536 to play with.
Right.
I can replace the head gasket for $536.
Even if you had to take the head and get it surfaced,
Decked, yeah.
you could get it decked and put a head gasket on.
I could take it into
money that's
Norwalk.
left.
They could deck it. They could get, I think it was like $125.
Yeah.
And I would actually, that was for 2. It was
Yeah,
it
I
was
was gonna
100.
say it might be cheaper.
It was 100. I think it was $125 to get both heads decked on the Z.
Yeah.
And I had a 24-hour turnaround time.
Yeah,
When
which I still can't believe.
I was shocked that he was like, "Yeah, we'll have to just pick it up tomorrow." Tomorrow? No one else could even give me an ETA. Yeah, man, it's cool. Let's knock this right out.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
You can tell it's been sitting a while.
those have the wheels that everybody wants.
Those are special wheels. The
They're
5-star.
They're not. I wouldn't call them, but they're a desirable wheel.
Okay.
That also has a desirable wing on it. It is a
Yep.
Shelby, so it has some of the things that are special.
Yep. It's been sitting in this corner of his lot.
Yeah, that one
Under a
looks,
tree
That one
for-
looks like a decent little car, though.
It's got some sun damage, a little damage on the interior. It's clearly been sitting a while.
Yeah, just take those out, put some Corbos in it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got some rips in the seat, some stains. The carpet looks dirtbag
I
filthy.
mean, it is like an '80s or an early
90s,
'90s car.
But, I mean, I based on the way it's kind of sitting, I assume the suspension's shot. So, I
It's
mean,
almost 30 years old.
don't say that. It's from
You're telling me, Robbie.
it's from 1990. It's only like 15 years old.
You're telling me, Robbie.
Fucking ridiculous.
I was going through resumes for possible employees this week, and so I have a guy that works with. He's like my second in command, and he's 22.
Yep.
And I was like, "Hey, Gavin, what year did you graduate?" And he was like, "I don't even remember what he said. Doesn't matter." But he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to get a reference for how old these people are because I've been out of high school for so long that like 2011. This guy graduated in 2011. That means he's like 21, right? No, he's not.
You could put antique plates on this.
You could import that
Yes.
for like quite a while. I've been able to import that.
Yeah, I know.
We're not that far off of being able to import
Yes.
2000s cars.
Yes. I know.
We're getting old, Robbie.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I have a 6-year-old, Robbie.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. You have 2 children.
Well, that's less crazy to think about than the fact that I have a 6-year-old.
A 6-year-old. Yeah. That's
To me, that's crazy.
And you didn't have them at a super young age.
No, not really.
No.
Like, honestly, I started later than some people finish.
Yes,
Although that age is getting older and older as we go.
that's true.
People are starting later. I think I started at the right age.
I would agree.
I'll be done with them at enough time to enjoy the later part of my life, but I also started late enough that I got to enjoy the early part of my life.
Yes.
And now I'm not. Dude, if I'd have had kids when I, 10 years ago,
Yeah, when you turn 18.
I would have had. There's no way I could have done it.
Yeah. No offense to anyone that had kids at 18, but man, I can't imagine.
I don't know how you're doing it,
cannot
man.
imagine.
The amount of money I made would not have supported my family
Oh God, no.
when I was 24,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Right.
Would not have supported my family. I make almost double what I made an hour now.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
I made when I was 24.
I was an idiot at 24.
I still am.
That's
not-
fair,
but I
but-
was way more of an
Yeah.
idiot. That's why I have to remind
You can-
myself that all the time. Like, man, I would have hated to work with 21-year-old me. I just got to remind myself that all the
Yep.
time because I'm like these fucking
idiots.
kids, man. These kids, man, they're idiots. Like, oh yeah, I was an idiot too.
Yeah, been there.
Just got to remind myself they can be taught. I know it doesn't seem like I'm getting anywhere, but they can be. I have learned. I see so much of myself in the one kid. He's me 15 years ago.
Yep.
He totally is. It's so terrifying.
So you pull them aside and you're like, listen here. And you just grab him on the shoulder and like, listen here, man.
I also
Don't.
I have to dad him more than I want to. Ugh. Gavin, that's not a hammer. That's a wrench, not a hammer. That tool has a specific purpose. Everything's a hammer to him. And whatever tool he has within reach is the right tool for the job, even if it's not.
Oh, Gavin.
And that shit pisses me off. But I totally did that when I was 22 years old.
Or if you're laying under the car and you're like, I'm sick of climbing out and I'll make this work.
But I don't do that anymore.
It depends on how many times I've climbed out from under the
Well,
car.
that's fair. But
Or how many times I've hit
now
my
I'm
head.
way more careful. I'm way more picky about my tool stuff, and he's slowly coming
I'm-
around to
I'm-
where I'm at on it.
Yeah, I'm
So
fairly picky.
the other thing I see him do that I remember doing is he has to have 4 of everything we might possibly need.
Oh, like over prepared?
Yeah, he is such a pack rat hoarder. His truck and trailer out of control, full of dumb shit.
Oh, shoot.
I totally did that when I was his age. Totally. Dude, I might need this 2 years from now. No, I don't need this.
If you do, we have other things to worry about.
Yeah, I don't need this. So, yeah. Anyway,
All right, so that was my
Dodge Daytona.
That was my Daytona.
I actually have a Daytona as well. Mine's a little different, but also kind of the same.
Okay.
So, mine is a Daytona Z.
That's a thing?
Yeah. I don't know what the difference between a Shelby and a Z is. They might be the same, actually. I
have no
don't
idea.
have any.
This
So
one
this
seems
one-
not much nicer.
This one is local to us. This one is
Yeah.
in Waterloo, Iowa, which is kind of close. SRT4 rims, neon rims.
Those look good.
Oh, excuse me.
Those look good on that
That's
car.
a thing that people do. Put the SRT4 rims on there.
Those look nice.
So 128,000 miles, manual transmission, red gray interior, clean title.
He says poor condition. What am I missing?
I don't know. It doesn't
Is
say
this picture
that.
taken in 1987?
It doesn't say that on mine. I don't have a condition on the phone.
Okay.
So that's
Well-
weird.
Well, it says please read everything in the description.
So there is a lot of things this car needs. He's asking $2,250. So
Seems
there's a little
very-
bit of
Yeah, it seems very fair.
there's a little bit of budget in there, but you're gonna need it.
Okay.
So please read everything. 1987 Dodge Daytona Shelby Z. So front wheel drive, 2.2 liter turbo 2.
Ooh.
So that means that it is not the dual overhead cam
Okay.
because that's a turbo 3,
Oh,
I guess.
the more you know.
Right. I don't know as much about this as I probably should. And I know that there's
anything about this.
there's some Wisconsinites who are listening to this right now who are really upset at me for it.
It's better if you.
I'm sorry, John.
I want you to say it incorrectly. It's
That's
better
fine.
that way.
I'm sorry, John.
What about the Turbo 1?
Turbo 1's like what would have came in the next year of my car.
Okay.
And I don't think they were intercooled.
Was it fuel injected?
Yes, all the turbo cars were fuel injected.
Okay. I just want to like put it out there and make sure we get something wrong. I just want to.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it was intercooled. We'll go with that.
All
That'll
right.
probably piss somebody
There
off.
we go.
'Cause I'll
Thank
probably
you.
be wrong about that. How about that? Runs good. Has SRT4 rims and tires that are like new.
But
Problems. Leaking gas tank.
that's a problem.
Which is a big problem. You can get gas tanks,
yes.
I think. like through Rock Auto.
If you had to, you could
Right.
fuel cell it, but that's a
No,
direction you don't want to go.
want to do that. Sticking right front brake caliper, so you can get a rebuild kit. That's not the hugest of deals. Left front tire leaks air, probably also not the hugest of deal. No headliner, pretty standard 80s car things
Yep.
because they sag and then people just rip them out. I did that with my Omni.
Yep.
Right rear spoiler spear is loose, so the spoiler comes forward on both sides of the car off of the trunk.
Yes.
So those are the spears
Okay, so like basically what's mounted to the quarters.
to the quarter panels, the
Yeah.
rear quarter panels. Yep. No catalytic converter, muffler, or tailpipe, which he lists as a problem. I'm not sure I care. I mean, I can. It's a turbo car, so it's probably not that loud
Yep.
anyway.
No.
And I also really don't care about it not having a catalytic converter.
No, God, no.
A catalytic converter.
Cadillac.
No AC. The compressor, condenser, and lines have been removed. This is going to be a fun car. I'm not that worried
that's
about
not
that.
yeah.
Like, it wouldn't have been a deal breaker. It would have
It's
been
wor-
nice.
It's worth having it. It's worth noting that
Right.
it's
It is definitely something you should have put on there. I agree with that. Missing the air filter housing. It has a tube with a cone filter on it instead. Not a big deal. He lists that as a problem. It's not a big deal.
not the end of the world.
Driver's door is faded paint from the body molding up, which is really obvious in
Yes.
the picture that he
It is-
shows there.
it is.
It's pretty rough. Like, that's not going to buff out.
No.
Probably. Driver's door latch sticks. That's a pretty common front-wheel drive Dodge thing.
Okay.
Apparently they break a lot too, and they're really hard to find parts for, so that could be problematic. Maybe just taking it apart and hitting it with some white lithium grease and just kind of making things work a little better might fix that. Might not.
Yep.
Windshield is rainbow cracked across the bottom. That sucks. I don't know how easy or hard it is to get glass for these. I have no idea.
I bet you could get them.
So there are dents on the right hatch pillar as a 93 Chrysler CD radio included, but needs wired in. Videos of it running are available. So
He made it. He made a good ad.
he made a good ad. I'll give him credit where credit is due. He's also he appears to be an older fella.
Yep. Because
Like in
the camera
probably
he used
in his
is-
40s.
Yeah, this
which is
camera-
why the ad isn't shit.
Yeah, good.
Because he's not a 20-year-old kid. He doesn't give a damn.
I mean, it's not like he used an awesome camera and made it look great. He didn't. He just did a really good job of
But
showing
his
the
fingers
true-
aren't covering the lens.
Oh.
The car isn't covered in snow.
Yep.
The descriptions are complete and understandable.
Yep.
He's not a dick about it.
Correct.
Kudos.
I-
I'll do business with this
This is
guy.
the best ad so far,
I'll do business with this guy for sure.
and the pricing is reasonable,
Price is reasonable.
and the condition is accurate.
yeah. It's not.
I wouldn't even go as far as to say poor.
Yeah,
I
it's
would say
listed as
fair.
poor condition.
I would say
think-
fair.
I think for a 1987, I mean, that car's as old as I am.
Yeah.
I was born the same year this car was made. And I would list myself as poor condition as well.
Yeah.
That car's probably in better shape than
It's
me.
probably in fair condition.
It for sure runs faster than me.
Probably
Like, I fucking hope so. I'm not very fast.
got less miles than I do.
Oh, for sure. So
But yeah, I mean, it needs work. It needs love.
Yeah, but that's fine.
$2,000. It's
the guy needs to fix his gutters.
they're broken.
That's unfortunate. Anyway, this would fulfill my dream of owning a turboed front-wheel drive Dodge car, which I do have.
Yep.
I want to own a turbo one just because of the hype.
I understand.
Like, I don't want to be that Dodge guy where I have like 12 Dodge cars, front-wheel drive Dodge cars.
I kind of want you to be that guy.
I know there's more than one person who wants me to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, but I do want to own a turbo one.
I want you to own one.
So you saw there the spare tire, if you keep going the other way.
Yep.
The spare tire that he shows a picture of, the spare wheel, that's the original wheel. That's the more common, less desirable one.
Yeah, they're ugly.
They're called the crab wheels, I think.
Yep.
See the, yep,
I
makes
see it.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah. That's less desirable than the like kind of Ninja Star 5-spoke one that was on your.
Oh yeah, the five spoke one looks way better.
Yeah, it does for sure.
And then the SRT ones look even better.
I like the S. Sometimes they don't work. Like when people put them on Omnis, they look funny because they're so big.
Yeah.
That
It
looks
fits on the shelf.
Yeah, it doesn't look. Like when I say
that-
they look too big, people understand this. Miatas with a 17 on them
Yeah.
doesn't look right.
It's too big because
It looks silly. That is a 17. It looks fine on this car. it looks weird on the Omni. A 15 is about as big as you can go on the Omni without it being silly looking.
Yeah, it just looks out of place.
Yeah, it looks very out of place. This car looks good. Real bum deal that they're pop-up headlight cars, but, I mean, every car has its ups and downs.
You know what you could do, and it would make me happy and piss off a lot of people, is you could take those pop-up headlights out and just put LED light bars in there, because people love that.
I would not do that, Robbie. I'll just not drive it at night. That's fine. No, officer, I can't turn my headlights on because then they'll pop up.
Yeah, they're pop-ups, man.
And they'll get in my airstream and ruin my fuel mileage. So it's not worth it.
It's better for the world.
It's better for the environment.
Yep.
Do you want me to be safe or green conscious here? Which one do you want?
We're going green.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my Daytona. This was not planned, by the way.
No, not at all. I have one more.
Okay. Ooh, I like where this is going already. Oh, yes, of course. Of course it is, Robbie.
Yes.
The Toyota MR2 Spider.
A 2002 Toyota MR2 Spider convertible 2-door. It's been listed 3 days ago in Huntsville, Texas.
Okay.
It's 130,000 miles, manual transmission, silver, and they want $2,000 for it. Now, we can get to the description.
That the description.
I know.
What he's willing to trade for, that is hilarious to me.
I know. So it's a salvage title and
a bad deal.
blown head gasket.
That's also a bad deal.
This sentence doesn't make sense. Salvage title and blown head gasket or trade for Miata hardtop. Will not respond to is this available.
He will trade the whole car.
The whole car.
For a Miata hardtop.
And
you know what's sad? A Miata hardtop worth more than that car.
Yep. So he's got an MR2, and then parked next to it in the parking lot of his apartment is this little red Miata with Ferrari stickers on it.
I'll say it, Robbie. He's selling the wrong car.
He is selling the wrong car.
He should fix the MR2 and get rid of
the MR2
fucking Miata.
The MR2 would be so much better on track.
I don't know about better.
Better.
More fun.
The MR2 is such an underappreciated track car.
That's probably true.
I will argue that until I'm blue in the face.
I will agree with you on that. And I, as the maker of bad decisions, would absolutely support your decision in selling a Miata to make an MR2 a track car. Probably not the better choice, though, Robbie.
It's the better choice, the MR2. But at $2,000, and I have to believe him when I say it's only the head gasket.
What?
That's the frunk.
It comes with that's luggage, Robbie.
It is luggage.
It comes with luggage.
I bet that's worth as much as the whole car.
With branded MR2 suitcase. That's dope. That's some Ferrari shit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either. That's rad. I'm super into that. That's so cool.
That's funny.
That's luggage. Why am I so excited about
I bet that I've never seen that before.
No, neither have I. I didn't know it was a thing.
I bet
that's probably like some sort of factory option.
Yeah, we should buy this before telling anybody and then sell the luggage and pay for the whole thing.
It makes me wonder what that's worth.
Probably more than he realizes.
Yeah, because Don has owned 2 or 3 of these and never had luggage.
Yep.
Leather interior, I think that's semi-rich. This appears to be a well-optioned MR2.
Yeah, for being a salvage title.
If you're in the MR2 market, this appears to be a well-optioned one.
It's got the leather is all torn and broken.
It's pretty rough. How many miles are on this thing? Not that it matters because it's got a blown head gasket and it's a Toyota.
130.
What has he done wrong to this thing?
I don't know.
You know what this is a really good candidate for, Robbie?
Lots of stuff.
Since the motor's already bad, you just throw that away. You don't fix that motor.
No.
You put a 2ZZ in it.
You're right.
You find
But I can't do that. I can't do that for $1,500.
No, probably not.
No. But I could swap a motor. I could swap a.
It would take me way too long to find, but I did find a Celica. I don't know if it was a GTS, but a Celica GTS has the 2ZZ in it.
Yep.
And it was sub $2,000. We could have wheeled and dealed and made something.
You can make something happen.
And even if you had to go a little over budget, you could sell them. You could
sell the luggage. Yeah.
We'll sell the car.
Oh.
If you buy the Celica.
Yep.
Fix the head gasket.
Yep.
Swap the motors.
Love it.
Sell the Celica.
Yep.
Break even.
Yeah, be free.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, your time is valueless.
Well, yeah, especially ours.
Yeah, just knock it out in a day.
Just ask the fans.
Yeah, they don't care. But I thought at $2,000 that there was room to make this work.
I'm into this.
I'm in.
Again, $2,000. You have more than enough budget to fix a head gasket yourself.
Yep. And the assumption is that's the only thing wrong. We know better, but we make the assumption anyways. So that way he can fund his little Ferrari Miata.
That is so lame.
That is a Ferrari sticker on there, right?
That is a Ferrari sticker. That's a prancing horse on his Miata.
All right. So it's two-tone.
It's been undercoated on the bottom half.
Is that undercoat or just
rusty.
spray paint?
I don't know. It looks like undercoat. He's from Texas. It's got a luggage rack on it, Robbie.
And it's got yellow headlights. I don't like how we completely get distracted. Like, no, we're talking about the MR2 here.
Well, yeah, but like sometimes it's good to know the owner.
That's fair.
You know, it's good to get to context clues on how this car has been.
I wonder if I could buy a Miata hardtop.
No.
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 All right.
No. $2,000. If you find a Miata hardtop for $2,000, you're doing okay.
All right, fair enough.
Like, it's not a steal, but you didn't overpay either.
Yeah, I figured.
It's really sad.
I mean, that's probably a fair request to trade this whole car
It's
for a
funny.
hardtop.
It's kind of funny to think, but it's not like totally unreasonable.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, I think the $2,000 MR2 would be a lot of fun.
That would be cool. So,
All right, your last one.
my last one. This one, Robbie, it's a deal. Not a good deal.
It's something.
It's something. It's a pretty well written article or ad. I mean, as far as ads go, a 2000 Audi TT. Now this is the front wheel drive version, 5-speed version. It's the one I would buy if I was building a race car.
Is this picture taken? Okay, I was gonna say, is that picture taken in Des Moines?
No,
Okay,
Chicago area.
Okay.
Black. The front wheel drive version, manual transmission. The front wheel drive one means it has the 5-speed, which I think would be the better gear ratio than the 6-speed I had.
Yep.
For autocross or track day things. Also, a lot easier to replace the slave cylinder if you're in there, because it's mounted on the bell housing instead of part of the throwout bearing.
Gross.
It still makes me really mad. Driven 85,000 miles, so I would consider this a low mileage example of the Audi TT.
Engine wise.
Yeah. We'll get there, Robbie.
Okay.
Exterior black, interior gray. Seats 4, it says, which I would.
No, we know that's not
true. 2 owners, vehicles paid off. Runs and drives! Exclamation, exclamation. 100,000 miles on the body, 85,000 miles on the motor, and 500 miles on the clutch. Have the paperwork to prove it. 5-speed manual. KO4 turbo swap. So that is the KO4 is the air quotes big turbo that came on my 225 horsepower version.
Oh, so he's swapped.
So the KO3 was the 180 horsepower version and the Golf GTI turbo.
Okay.
The 225 got a KO4. So this is the air quotes big turbo.
Gotcha.
So this is exactly the spec I would build if I was building an Audi TT.
Okay.
I want the front wheel drive 5-speed one because the all wheel drive thing. I've seen I'm in a trackable Audi TT group just for
funsies.
For reasons. There has been a number of guys with what I would consider to be well-developed cars who pulled the all-wheel drive system and went faster
Oh, yeah.
because the car understeers way less and weighs hundreds of pounds less.
Huh.
And so they've made their cars front-wheel drive and actually gone faster. So if I were to build one of these, the air quotes big turbo, but front wheel drive with the 5-speed, that's how I would build it. So this car is already done.
Okay.
It's ready to go. Rebuilt title. It was not crashed. It was vandalized,
Okay.
which doesn't really scare me.
No, that's like,
That doesn't.
it's better than it being stolen.
Right. So needs some love, but a great project. Needs a front core support, which I don't quite understand why it would need a front support if it's never been crashed.
Now I'm questioning the crash part based on the pictures.
Yeah, there's some questions here. I understand that. Hood needs a hood.
Yep.
So
It's never been in an accident, but it needs a core support and a hood. And
no. He doesn't say it wasn't in an accident. He says it hasn't been totaled.
Oh, it
Says
wasn't
rebuilt
totaled.
title. No, it isn't totaled. It was vandalized.
Vandalized. It clearly took a hit to the front.
That's what I think too. Rear trunk. Oh, so the glass is broken. I thought it was just dirty.
No, it's broken. You can
the
see
rear glass is broken.
You can see the
Okay, I
'cause
thought
even
it
in
was
the picture,
just dirty.
Oh shit, I fucked that up.
Oh Jesus!
Jeez.
Oh Jesus! I thought it was just dirty though. It's actually broken. So a
'Cause
rear.
you can see the pieces of glass sitting on the
Yeah.
trunk.
Okay. Alignment is a little off. Small exhaust leak.
Those are minor problems. But
Yeah.
the crunch in the front, it's being held together with a ratchet strap.
That's a bungee cord. That's not even a ratchet strap. That's just a bungee cord, Robbie. $2,200 though. It's a steal of a deal. Oh man,
What happened to that hood?
that car is way worse than I thought it was. So those are an aluminum hood.
Okay.
So it doesn't take much to like really.
Yeah,
fuck
say
it
it's
up.
crinkled all the way around.
Yeah. Man, that car's in worse shape than I thought it was. Maybe this isn't a deal. I was just taken aback by how cheap the Audi TT has gotten.
Yep. There's a reason, and you know why.
I know, Robbie.
You live that
But I
life.
look at it. I see them.
This is rose-colored glasses all over again. You know.
You're not telling me anything I don't know, Robbie.
This is a car that was.
I'm pretty sure my dad would never talk to. Like, I'll bet you he'll talk to me again
Eventually.
I'll bet it's at least a month. And I talk to my dad
every day.
almost every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than once a day. I bet he wouldn't talk to me for a month.
I was gonna say if the windshield was smashed too, it would look like someone took a bat to it, but then they clearly ran into something in the front. I have a hard time. Like the whole thing just looks drooped.
My assumption is that at some point in time the car has been vandalized,
Yes.
and that's why it has a rebuilt title.
Yes.
And then some high school or college kid had it on liability and crashed it.
Yes.
And that's why it didn't get fixed and it didn't get reported to his insurance because they wouldn't fix it anyway. And now he's just trying to sell it.
Yes. But if you were trying to get into a TT,
If I was building a track day TT,
this is not the worst place to
This
start.
is where I'm at for my track day TT, which I understand is a terrible idea,
Oh yeah, we never said it was a good idea.
but I kind of want to
But
do it.
even if you only had a $3,500 budget, this could get you. This is get you somewhere.
And I feel like you could fix it.
Yes.
It's going to be a little hard to find a black hood and bumper. There's not a ton of black
No,
ones.
there's not a lot of black ones.
There's not a ton of black ones. And most of them are silver.
Yep.
So that's going to be a little tough to get it, like, without having to paint it or wrap it.
Yep.
And there is no such thing as an aftermarket hood for a TT because
Really?
it's all the way across the top of the front of the car.
Yep.
It doesn't stop and have the fenders come up over it. It actually goes all the way across and curves down and is the top of the fenders. And so, like, it's a huge piece and it's made out of aluminum. So, like, a carbon or fiberglass one wouldn't have been remarkably lighter. So, nobody bothered producing stuff for it.
Huh.
There's a very, Sieben made a hood, but it was literally the same weight as the factory aluminum one, and so nobody bought it, and they don't make it anymore. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they killed it before I even left
Oh wow.
the TT scene.
Yeah.
So, like, you wouldn't just be able to hop on eBay and buy a knockoff fiberglass hood and wrap it in black vinyl and send it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to find a hood.
Yeah. That seems like that could cost as much as the whole car.
Yeah, I don't know if
quickly.
they're that expensive, but I'm sure they're not great either.
No.
So, I still kind of want one, Robbie. At one point in my life, not so long ago, since this show had started, I would have looked at that and gone, "Dude, you couldn't pay me $2,200 to take that off your hands if all I was going to do is take it to the scrapyard." Now I look at it and go, "You know what? $2,200 isn't that much money, and like
fair.
I kind of want one."
That's a fair deal.
I don't know what
You've
is
changed.
What is
man.
wrong with me?
You've been so far removed from dealing with the actual TT life that you look at it and go, I could live that again. It wasn't that bad.
I still maintain that if you're going to buy a nice Audi TT, not this one,
Yep.
but a nice one. Say you have a $6,000 budget, you need to buy a $4,000 TT and spend the other $2,000 using the aftermarkets to fix all the dumb shit.
Yes.
Because, like
the plastic, like all the hose stuff.
right, the plastic hoses, the plastic dipstick tube holder, and then right as I was getting out of it, somebody figured out a way to make LS coil packs near plug coil packs work on the TT, so they're not coil on plug, they're coil near plug, and they mount off to the side.
Yep.
And then you use a regular old fashioned spark plug wire, and then a Honda spark plug boot.
Okay.
And somebody figured out how to do all that, and like now my coil pack problems are gone,
Oh, nice.
just gone.
yeah, fixed.
Yeah, and somebody figured out a fix to the mass airflow problem by using another company's mass airflow, and like a bunch of these little things that were always problems for me. Right as I sold my car, people figured out how to fix them forever. Because like, how often do you replace how often does anybody replace coil packs on an LS motor? Like almost never.
Never.
And
Actually,
Josh-
I replaced it on my truck.
Josh thinks it's hilarious when people show up at Excessive with aftermarket coil packs on their LSs because they're like, this car won't make any more power with these than it. Like, this could be a 1,200 horsepower turbo build and make the same amount of power with stock coils as it will with some crazy Holley coil pack that costs them $400 a piece or whatever they are.
Doing an LS coil pack swap is a pretty common upgrade for a lot of things.
For a lot of things. A lot of things. And so there was a bunch of that stuff that I could have just fixed.
Yep.
And right as I got out of it, even the coil packs used to be like $100 a piece, and now they're like $24 a piece on Rock Auto.
Oh, jeez.
And like, so those are cheap enough that I could buy.
You could deal with it.
I could buy a few of them and just have them.
Yeah.
Instead of what I ended up doing was like, it would give me random misfires on 2 or 3 cylinders, but it's actually only one coil pack. And so I'd buy one coil pack and start in cylinder 1.
Oh,
and if it didn't go away, I'd take that out, take the one I just took out and put it in cylinder 2. And if it didn't go away, I'd put the one I just took out of cylinder 2 and cylinder 3 until it would go away, because I didn't have enough money to just buy coil packs.
Right.
Now I could buy all 4 of them for the same amount of money as I bought one. Or I could just put LS coil packs on it and be done with it forever.
And yeah, it's not like they're crazy expensive either.
No.
Like that swap.
They're $20 a piece too.
That upgrade wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah. So these are why because there were a ton of things that I wanted to do with that car and never got the chance to do.
Yep.
And that's why I think I've come back to the point where I'm like, man, that wouldn't be like the worst thing I've ever done in my life, but it would be.
Yep.
But I know it would be, but I still kind of want to do it.
I understand. It's like looking at that bear trap going, I know I shouldn't just try to touch the button, but I bet I could touch the button without it clamping on my arm.
Could it be worse than buying a $1,200 Mini Cooper S?
Yes. Or no.
Honestly, because it's crashed, a $1,200 Mini Cooper S, even if it has some oil pressure problems, is probably a better buy.
No, the engine will explode. You got to do all that. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that.
Just
Body work
another
is so much easier.
No way, dude. I'd much rather do engine work than body work.
No, body work is easy.
Body work sucks.
You can half-ass body work. That's easy. You can't half-ass an engine.
You are walking, talking proof that that's not fucking true, Robbie.
What?
You've totally half-assed your engine builds.
I have not.
Bullshit.
You were not giving me enough credit.
Because you did the exact same things I did to my S10 engine, and that fucking thing failed on me. If I would have taken that LS engine that you put in your 240 and I just thrown it back together without taking it to an engine shop and having it gone through,
to be fair,
it wouldn't have fucking ran for me. Same with your VQ. Don't fucking give me that, Robbie. You've totally taken shortcuts on your engine rebuilds and gotten away with it.
So the LS did blow up. It just was a year or so after I drove it,
And that
which I still is not my fault.
could have easily have happened had you rebuilt it the way that guy was driving it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's probably as much
There was nothing wrong with that.
right. And if I'd have done that, the shit would have never fucking started, Robbie.
I drove it that way.
It would have knock as soon as I fired that damn thing up.
I tracked the LS for at least a year with that setup. Because like I blew it up in August or September or July, and I made it to TT Nationals.
Yeah.
In September.
Yeah.
With barely all I did was, what did I change on it? I changed the whole bottom end. So I mean, it wasn't like I just slapped.
Yeah, but you never took it
Used
to
shit.
You never took it to a shop and had
fine.
it turned and all that crap?
I didn't deck the heads anyway. That shit.
None of it. My dad and I have had more than one conversation. We're like, dude, I can't believe Robbie's not taking that to a machine shop and having it checked out.
That was fine.
That wouldn't work for me, though.
Actually, the worst part was that I pulled the fucking I pulled the threads out of the head or out of the block.
Right.
When I went to torque it because it's fucking torque to yield.
Right.
So yeah, I pulled. So I had to do not helicoil.
That crazy thing.
time cert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. But that was fine.
That's not how my life works, Robbie.
And the VQ had all.
You half-assed that too.
It wasn't completely.
You got it
half-assed.
in a box, Ravi. You got it in a box.
But the parts were
pieces.
I checked the clearances and I did all that.
That's fucking bullshit.
I checked.
You know I'm right, Ravi.
I checked the clearances on the bearings. I checked the clearances on the piston ring. I did all that.
No way, dude.
I took a hone to it.
You got lucky.
I did not.
You did.
It's still running.
I know, and you got lucky. Granted, you had to have the heads decked.
I did ruin a head gasket.
But
head gaskets.
You got lucky.
No.
Yes, you did.
But you can't half-ass it like you can body work.
No way, dude. That's the same level of half-ass.
No, it is not.
Bullshit.
I could half-ass that body work and have the car running and be totally fine. I could fix that car for like $100 body work wise.
It's not fair. I fucking hate my life.
All right, since there's only two of us, I'm gonna pick your winner and you're gonna pick my winner.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
So I had the MR2.
Uh-huh.
I had the Daytona.
Uh-huh.
I had the Mini Cooper,
Yeah.
and I had what was my first one? Oh, the Yaris.
The Yaris. That's straight out the trash.
Yeah, there's a reason I put that one first.
Yeah, that one's gone.
Yep.
So am I picking the car I think you should buy most?
I don't. Whatever.
Or am I picking the car I liked the best?
There's no rules.
Or the car I think was the best deal?
Or maybe there's a reason you want me to have that specific car, and it doesn't have to be a good reason.
I kind of want you to own a terrible 80s Dodge product. Yeah, I know it's a 90, but it's still a terrible 80s Dodge product because it's the exact same thing as my 87 that I picked. I kind of want you to own one of those.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't.
I understand.
Because if you own one, it'll be fucking flawless, and that'll piss me off too.
I will also.
You'll half-ass the mechanic work on that, and it won't be a problem.
It'll be great.
Yeah,
It'll run.
and that's bullshit.
It'll run like a top.
Yeah, because didn't that have a bad head gasket?
Which one?
The Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just throw a head gasket in it,
Yeah, of course.
and that's bullshit.
I'll get a $50 one from Rock Auto.
I
and we'll
wouldn't
be
make
done.
it from here to the paved road
Not only
without
that,
overheating that thing again. You'll put 10,000 miles on it.
Yeah. How about this? I would change to the head gasket and the studs.
No, so you're not getting the Daytona because that'll just piss me off. That's not where I'm at in my life. The MR2, I think I would like to see you track an MR2. You're all mid-engine now,
Yeah, sure.
and I'm still really intrigued by the luggage.
I get that. I am more intrigued by the luggage than I thought I would be. Now that I realize what you
So my suitcase that I bring to all the races now is my son's
Lightning McQueen. Yes.
Suitcase. Like that would be funny, like just to show up at, like, oh, we're gonna go to PRI this year, right? So, oh yeah, well here I am.
Take my MR2. What are you doing, dude?
So like if I'm picking a car for you, you're getting the MR2 for sure.
Okay. All right. That's
and then you'll just throw a head gasket in that, and it'll be fine for 10,000 fucking miles.
yeah, it's a Toyota. I can't believe it even needs it.
It probably doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what? Better yet, we'll get the MR2. Mm-hmm. We'll JB weld the head on,
I'll be fine. I will JB weld the head on.
and I'll shoot a video.
There you go.
I'll just shoot the video so that we can actually come through on one of our YouTube threats for once.
Yeah, we've talked about it forever.
So long. And then not only will you have a perfectly reliable MR2, which will annoy me greatly, you'll also have the coolest MR2 themed luggage.
Yep.
And like, I would thoroughly enjoy, like, oh, Jess, let's go to the lake this weekend. Okay, let's pack the MR2.
I would love.
She would be so annoyed by that.
She likes MR2s, but she would hate that.
But the luggage thing, I feel like she would, because you're going to lean into it,
Oh yeah.
and she's going to hate it.
Oh yeah.
And that makes me really happy.
I've been pushing. Anytime that we go anywhere, I'll give you one guess what car I offer.
Has she been in it yet?
No, but I throw like a fit. I'm like
This is costing me extra money.
Like I was like, we're not driving the truck. No, we're taking the edge. No,
She should have taken the Focus to her parents' house this week. It would have saved you so much money.
Why would you want to put the car? Put the dogs in the back seat of your leather edge? Why would you put it in the back?
Especially
of
with
the
the mileage it gets.
Right.
Focus gets way better gas mileage. Gas is expensive.
It's
bro.
very expensive.
It's wasteful, is what she was doing.
I agree.
She's killing the environment.
I know.
You should get her a Focus.
We should. Yeah, this should just be everyone should have Focuses.
So I'm picking the MR2 because the Mini is free, so that doesn't count.
Okay, yeah, we're
you're just gonna trade
We're
the
assuming
Focus.
that he's in on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're just so that's free. So that doesn't count. That doesn't work in the challenge. So it really, in all reality, you've got a Mini anyway.
Yeah.
So
Basically.
now I have to pick between one of the other three, and I'm picking the MR2.
All right. So then, in that same light,
Oh God, I don't even want to know. Just tell me you're buying the Audi so I can move on with my life.
I am buying you. You are.
You're just going to do that to prove me wrong.
Yes, because you need to have the. You need to be I kind of like the idea of you buying a car and your dad not talking to you for a month. Because that's great content. And then we could half-ass the body work. We could fix the things that are wrong with it. You'd have all this money left over. Everybody wins.
You're such a dick.
I know.
I was just trying to be.
No.
I was being kind of nice.
Well, I can't.
I know I was kind of pissing your wife off, but you're gonna do that anyway.
I do that every day.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
No, the Audi is the best choice.
you're gonna piss my wife off too.
Yes.
She's already told me that like if I showed up with a TT, she would move out, which she won't do because she's
Where's she gonna go?
it's
fine.
It's
It's
not
fine.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's not gonna take care of both them kids on her own.
That's a bluff, and they know.
Yo,
it.
for sure, for sure.
It's like I said in couples therapy. It's way easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. Note to anyone that ever goes to a couples counseling:
That's not the answer.
don't
The
ever
therapist was
make
looking
that
for.
joke.
Weird.
You will be hung out to dry so fucking fast.
What a jerk. The therapist, I mean.
No, and it wasn't like one-on-one couples therapy. It was like a group thing. So it was like
so there's like 12 of you in there?
No, it was like a classroom of like a bunch of people.
Oh,
so it was like
God.
like the therapist in front, and then like just it's like
Yeah.
like a class thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is good to do this for a marriage or whatever.
Right.
And so like he asked a question about, I can't remember what it was, and like looked at me, and and like
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
there's like a room of like there's at least 30 people in this room.
Yeah.
Couples, of course.
Right.
And he looks at me, and I make the joke. Well, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission, because I think we're talking about finances or whatever. And like I got hung out to dry about race cars and how expensive they are.
Weird.
Yeah, hung out to dry a lot that time.
What a jerk.
Yeah, so I made that joke. Fucking crickets. The whole room.
Dude,
Every single guy looked into their wife was like, I don't know what he's talking about. Really? Not one.
I bet half of them are divorced already, Robbie.
Not one of them gave me like.
Because they're a bunch of liars, is what they are.
Yeah, they all got caught in
so
lies.
they're all divorced already.
Yep. I was at least upfront about
Yeah.
my financial.
She knew what she was getting into.
The first time she ever went anywhere with me was the Cars and Coffee.
That's true.
She knew.
That's true.
Day one. What
Katie and I, we met at a skate park. She knew what she was getting
She
into.
knew, man.
She met Dalton the same day. She knew
Me
what
too.
she was getting
Yeah,
into.
she met me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're a lot easier to introduce.
That's fair. Parents like me too.
Dalton and Matt and Danny, that's a trio.
Matt and Dalton.
Dalton attempted to do Chop Top Challenge.
Yeah, we'll
We'll talk to Ryan about it.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah. We should have Ryan on the show at some point.
That'd be great.
Yeah, why not?
But anyways, you're getting a TT
Fuck.
because that's just great content all the way around.
I mean, is it really content if it just sits in my driveway like the rest of them?
Nope. I would if we had like a podcast budget for this type of thing,
God, I wish.
I would have that car turnkey sitting in your driveway so fucking fast.
I'd drive it too, Robbie.
I know you would.
I'd drive it just to spite you.
Not only that, I would deliver it to Katie for the show.
I'm just gonna come home from work one day and
And
sit
it's
in my
there.
driveway with like a silver hood.
Yeah. I'll paint it black. It's fine. See, I told you we can half-ass bodywork so easy.
You and Josh LaPetri will have that fixed in a weekend.
Oh yeah, it'd be so fast.
Such a jerk move.
All right. So this conversation about Adam getting an Audi TT is presented by Petrobox. MyPetrobox.com. Hold on.
I had a
can't
thing for
multitask.
this week.
Did you?
And I forgot it.
Damn it.
The jacket.
I know.
I'll bring it next week. Probably not though.
Well,
Next time.
next time we do a show,
Next time.
we'll
Not necessarily next week.
you did promise me you were going to wear it, and you didn't.
I know, and I was actually really upset about it.
You are just like E-Man when it comes to false promises.
That's not true. I followed through on the eBay thing.
That's fair. E-Man still lies to me.
It's because he's not a friend.
But you know who doesn't lie to you? John from Petrobox.
From Petrobox, exactly.
So if you want to be not lied to by John and have something awesome delivered to your house once a month, you can sign up for a Petrobox and use the code TTP15. You get 15% off your first box, and it is a box filled with things you like. Because if you listen to this show and you've made it an hour and 55 minutes into this show,
Damn it, Robbie.
and you're like, you know what? These are things I like. Petrobox has an entire box of the things that you like.
Yeah.
And then it'll show up at your house, and it'll be car care products, T-shirts, just like car goodies, sometimes books, and sometimes dog stuff. So, and then also, if you have an idea of kind of like exactly what's going to show up, you could go to their store, mypetrobox.com, and click on the shop button, and you scroll through it, and you can see like there's some dog collars, a bunch of shirts, car care products. All that stuff's been in previous boxes.
Back to the top, Robbie.
Back to the top.
This is a new thing he just kind of recently added to the store. The legendary Livery 10 sticker mystery pack.
Oh,
So in their boxes you always get a sticker of a car that's like a legendary car.
Usually it's iconic, yeah.
There's like a Gulf liveried GT40 and like that Advan liveried NSX, and I can see
BRE Datsun.
Yeah, BRE Datsun. I can see the Fast and the Furious Supra.
Yep.
Some cool stickers like that. You just buy a 10-pack.
My lift is like covered in those.
That's a cool little 10-pack.
Yep. Then they're $6.
$6 is
Or-
$6 for 10 stickers, Robbie. That's a steal of a deal.
At 50% off.
15% off.
If you just go TTP15. So yeah, if you want to if you want to pick and choose, you could use the shop. If you want to have something that new every month show up at your doorstep, get the box. I highly suggest doing both.
I gave my dad one of my bottles of Eagle Grit because I had
a couple extra,
an extra one or two.
Yep,
because I don't use it all that often.
I do when I'm half-assing engine builds, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. and he says to me here a couple of days ago, because we were talking about my son's birthday.
Yep.
He says to me here a couple of days ago, if you ever need a birthday present, you can just get me some of that Eagle Grit.
Yeah.
So
stuff like that is in the store
proof
all the
is
time.
in the pudding. It's great stuff.
It really is.
It's not just us being douchebags about it.
No, I'm like James sent me like 3 bottles for Christmas. That was a great gift.
It's a great gift.
Great gift.
I am nearly done with the paydays he gave me. It's actually quite sad.
Oh, shoot. Maybe we need someone else from the podcast.
I'm actually going to have to start buying them that way now because now I've become accustomed to them. I put like 1 or 2 of them in my lunchbox. Like at all times, there's at least 1 or 2 of them in my lunchbox.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I'm kind of hungry right now. Like, I'll
payday.
reach over and grab a payday. And now I've become accustomed to this level of living.
Yep.
And now I'm going to need.
You can't go back.
No. So now I'm going to have to. Thanks, James. I have to buy boxes of paydays now.
You have to go to Costco and get just like the bulk.
No, I'll just buy it on Amazon.
That's fair. But if you want to buy some of your car care products, go to mypetrobox.com. Adam, I know.
Yeah.
We have a suggestion.
We do?
Yes. I have a hot topic.
Oh, a hot take suggestion? Oh, God. I forgot.
It's from the guy that you said is a liar.
I mean, most of them are.
That's fair. E-Man sent this to me.
Oh, no.
He wants to know.
What? This doesn't make any sense.
He wants to know. In the world,
Oh, dude, we talked about this at work. There's no way it's doors.
is there more wheels
So many more wheels than
Or
there are doors.
doors.
Robbie, there
in the
are
world? In the whole world.
infinitely more wheels than there are doors.
How?
Do you think it's doors?
Look at this house. There's doors everywhere.
I'll bet my son owns 500 small toy cars with 4 wheels each on them.
And they have
Minimum.
doors. They have doors.
No, they don't. None of them have. Almost none of them have doors.
All right, so there's a door there. 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 There's 2 doors there. How many wheels do we got here?
There's
So we got chairs. So these have wheels.
but these chairs have 2 wheels on each leg.
But there's not a chair
This chair
in every
has
room.
this chair has 10 wheels on it, Robbie, not 5. 10.
But then we have the bathroom.
10, Robbie.
We have the furnace room door. We have the bathroom door. We have the bathroom
Okay,
closet.
so here's a question.
We have the cabinets that have doors.
Here's a question. What do you define as a door? Is a garage door a door?
Yes.
Because it doesn't swing.
It doesn't have to swing.
And a garage door has more wheels than it does doors, Robbie.
But then if you
What do you define as a wheel?
I don't have a definition.
So I actually looked this up because
Yeah,
we were
so-
trying
yeah,
to,
let's do
because
it.
I was like, a ball bearing, are those all wheels inside of it?
No, it's a sphere.
So it has to be on an axle.
Yes.
But the description, the Wikipedia definition of door specifically states that it swings on a hinge, which means a garage door is not a door.
We're not using Wikipedia. We're using dictionary.com.
So then
Because you can have a barn door or a
on your
sliding door.
truck, on your vehicles,
Yes.
there is a door. There is at least one door inside of the HVAC system. Is that a door?
It's literally called the door.
Is it a door though?
It's literally
is
a door.
it a door though?
It is.
Okay, maybe. I still think it's wheels, heads and tails.
No, it's doors. Because if you
because
go,
like every drawer has at least 2 wheels on it. Most every drawer.
But then you have doors in like literally every room of every house and every building.
And I'll bet you there's wheels in most every room of every house of every building.
No.
And then there's a lot of cars that have more wheels than they have doors.
But then if you count the no, because if you count the
Is a hood a door?
no, I don't think so.
Is a trunk a door?
Depends on on a hatchback. It certainly is because it's called the fifth door.
Only if we live on the other side of the ocean.
There's doors over there too.
There's a lot of wheels over there too, Robbie. There's totally more wheels than there is doors. It's not even a competition.
There's so many more doors.
No way, bro.
I refuse to agree. I can't. I'm not allowed to agree with you. It has to be
I
doors.
should have let you answer first because I feel like you would have said wheels.
No, it's doors.
No way.
Go to the post office and just look at that. All the mailboxes. Every single one of them has doors.
I bet you there's a. Speaking of post office,
Let's do it.
You've got I can't think of the word for it. Conveyor belt systems that have all those rollers, fucking wheels, Robbie. Every single one of them.
You just called them rollers. They're not
Yeah,
wheels.
it's a wheel.
No,
it's totally a wheel.
it's a roller.
It is a thing that spins on an axle. It's a wheel.
It's a roller. It's
and there's
totally
one every 3 inches for hundreds of feet across every warehouse in the world, Robbie. Wheels.
doors.
Sure, there's doors on warehouses, but there's way more wheels on the conveyor belt system
You
than
just
there
call
is
it-
doors. Wheels.
It's
Wheels.
It's doors.
totes wheels, dude. You will never get. We fought about this at work extensively. The other thing we fought about a bunch at work.
Yep.
Who would win in a fight, a bear or a mountain gorilla? A grizzly bear or a mountain gorilla, like a silverback mountain gorilla. Who wins in a fight?
the gorilla.
That's what I think.
It's not even
too.
close.
That's what I think too. But Gavin is convinced it's bears.
Bears have claws.
Yeah, but the gorilla's got reach, man. He's got reach on him.
I was going to say because they both. So we agree that it's wheels.
Oh, good. I thought so. It's totally wheels, dude. It's totally wheels.
But if the bear gets its claws, that's the only thing that would equalize it.
And if
Because
he gets
the
a bite, because that
They both have bites,
I know, but that bite
that's a
that
wash.
bear bite's pretty strong.
and so is a gorilla bite.
But I feel like that gorilla is just gonna swing. He's gonna give him
He's
a
got
haymaker.
he's got the gorilla
He's gonna
strength.
give him a haymaker right across the noggin.
Yep.
Out cold.
I mean, did you see King Kong? He just took out that T-Rex. He just like
There's-
snapped his neck.
there's a-
He don't care.
There is a bunch of movies or like YouTube videos because Gavin will he will fight you. He's the 22-year-old kid I work with.
Yeah.
He will fight you over this because bears are gonna win in his mind.
The only
And
way is if
honestly-
they get the claws.
Honestly, push come to shove, if he's not here, bears got a pretty good chance.
Yeah, it's an even fight because he got the claws.
But I'm never going to tell him that.
No, God, no.
Never going to tell him that. He was actually really mad that I thought it was wheels because he was convinced it was wheels too, and he was really
He wanted to
hoping that
argue
I was.
about it.
He was really hoping I was going to say doors. I'm like, no way, dude.
Oh, I got
Not
a
doors. It's wheels.
my friend from high school, Matt,
yeah,
loved to argue for fun.
that's kind of where.
Like, it's like the podcast. Like, well, we agree. It's obviously fucking doors. just because we have to argue.
It's wheels. There's so many more wheels. People aren't thinking about the small ones.
No.
There's a lot of Hot Wheels out there that don't have any doors and have 4 wheels.
Yep.
It's a hard deficit to come back from.
It really is. And if you're going to count rollers,
Rollers are wheels because the Wikipedia definition is a round object that spins on an axle.
that's why bearings don't count because
They're not spinning on
spherical.
an axle.
They're
Right.
spherical.
But the thing that is attached to the bearing, that's a wheel. Like so, if
The
a bearing goes,
the bearing itself.
the bearing when the bearing is in a thing, that thing it's in is a wheel.
Yes.
Rollerblades,
Yep.
skateboards,
Yep.
scooters,
Yep.
bikes,
Yep.
planes, cars, trucks, automobiles, trains.
Trains have doors too.
Yeah, but not nearly as many doors as they have wheels.
Have you ever been on a train? There's so many doors. And if you count like a plane, you count the overhead bins. Those are all doors.
Well, yeah, but like, so a cargo train, most of those only have 2 doors on them, and they have 8 wheels.
Yeah, but every box that's in that cargo train is a
No,
door to the
a cardboard box is not a door. I will not allow that. That is not a door.
It's a container.
It's totes wheels.
Yeah, it's probably wheels. All right. This argument was presented by Apex Pro. He doesn't know it, but it was.
But he thinks it's wheels too.
He thinks it's wheels too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's smart.
He's in the business of wheels
Yes. So if you need to get into being faster on track
with your wheels.
with your wheels, because you're only going to use one door to get into your car for the wheels that you're about to turn.
yeah.
ApexTrackCoach.com. Use the code 10tenths. You get 10% off of your Gen 2 data logger as well as the window mount if you get that as well. So it's the best value in all of like automotive racing data, I would say. So it's the amount of data you get back for the amount of money spent. You're not really going to get a better deal. So using our code, you can get into it about as cheaply as possible. And then if you don't want to spend the money to get into the Gen 2 unit, which I'll agree is $550, it's not the cheapest
More
thing.
money.
It's not the cheapest thing in the world. I get that. You can get the Gen 1s when they're available on the website. Those are only like $250, $275. I can't
Really?
remember.
Damn,
Yeah.
son.
I know they were out, but I know they'll get more. Yeah, $289 for a refurbed Gen 1. But right now they're currently out of stock. But so if you don't want to wait, but you want to understand how do I understand how this app works? Because all you do is you hook it to your phone, and then you go on track and you use the logger and you just pull it right up. It's real fast. You don't have to log it to a laptop. You don't have to deal with any bullshit. It's just you pick up your phone and you look at the data. It's so fast and easy.
Yeah.
So you download the official motorsports app of 1010's Podcast, the Apex Pro app, and you can actually use it with just the phone. You could hook up. You just go on track. You have your phone. You hit start driving. You could use it in autocross. You can set your own tracks. You can use it on any predetermined track that already exists. Or if you're at a track that's in the middle of nowhere that's never been on an Apex Pro unit before, you can set your start and finish times. And go.
I'm going to put one of these in my dad's drag car
Yeah.
just because I want to see the acceleration curve.
It'll tell you.
I know. I think it'd be really cool to see.
It's super interesting once you start getting into like
Yeah.
just the nitty gritty of data, and like you learn so much.
I do think it would be interesting in a circle track car too. Apparently, a lot of circle track sanctioning bodies have a no data rule.
Oh yeah.
which is really weird.
That is
to me.
strange.
It's really lame.
I had somebody reach out and ask about it, and he's like, "Do you think it'd work in circle track?" And I was like, "Well, I told him you should probably talk to Andrew for sure, but
Yeah.
in my opinion, yes, I think it would.
I don't see how it couldn't possibly help you.
because you're literally you're finding a slip angle the
Right.
whole time.
Yep.
So this is like the unit for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The only thing that I think would be hard with these, and maybe the real time data could actually help you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they'll talk about dirt track races. Will talk about the fastest line changing through the race as the track surface changes.
yeah, for sure.
So I think that would be hard, but I do think there's no way this couldn't be helpful.
Yes, it would be very helpful.
So
So yeah, I mean, if your discipline isn't strictly like road racing or whatever, I mean, don't discredit like that this could be useful. It absolutely could be useful in more applications than I think most people give it credit for.
yeah,
So if you want to use that, use our code 10tenths, get a discount. Or if you want to just reach out to Andrew and get some coaching, help you understand data. He's got his YouTube channel that kind of goes through the basics of it. He'll do one-on-one coaching with you. ApexTrackCoach.com for all of that stuff.
that's the thing that nobody else can offer.
Yes,
Andrew.
Andrew has a lot to offer.
So
So ApexTrackCoach.com.
you know what else people can do with these? So we were talking about my FOMO.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crew view. If everybody at Grid Life had an Apex Pro in their car,
Just
I
pull-
could crew view them and it'd basically be like I was there.
You could watch the race from your app.
So if you won't do it for yourself, do it for me.
That's nice. I didn't even think about that. I seriously pulled up the race and watched it via Race Hero.
I have watched. I always try to pull it up
always
when I'm
forget about
at
crew
the
view.
race.
Yeah.
And it never seems to work because, like, I'll pull it up at a festival and my fucking phone doesn't work.
Yes, because nobody's phone works.
Right. But, like, when I'm home and I can't watch and there's no live stream, that's way better than watching a race on Race Hero.
Oh, for sure. Like, because I know Scott Robertson's a good example because
Oh,
he
yeah.
always has his up.
Yep.
Watching him, because
Yep.
you literally see the
There are a bunch of GLTC guys, but not all of them.
not all of them.
And they should be.
They
Because
should.
if you won't do it for you, do it for me.
How cool would that be if they all had it?
Oh, it'd be
And
so
then,
rad.
and then you could just like have like use OBS as or whatever it is, like as part of the live stream and just pull up.
Tomo's using it.
Yeah, pull up Apex Pro
Tomo's
data.
using them as part of his coaching program.
Nice.
He's partnered with Apex Pro as part of his coaching program.
Perfect.
So I'm sure that they're in all the, or I would assume that they're in the ASM cars
Yep.
at that point.
Yeah.
So
No, Apex Pro is a wonderful unit.
very cool.
I can't say enough good things about it.
Crew View, which is something you can use on their app even if you don't have one.
Yeah,
It's another functionality of the app that you can use for free,
Yep, just sit and watch.
which is really cool. Shut it down, Robbie.
I think so. I think that's it.
Okay, we'll see you next
Week.
week.